medications that contain alkaloids that have been elevated and changed, chemically altered, like 7.0 and other ones that I'm sure people will speak on. Those are causing issues for people. I've been using plain leaf kratom on and off for over 10 years at this point. Before that, I had issues in many areas of my life. At this point in time, I have 2 degrees. I have a family. I have a wife. I have a child. I go to the doctor regularly, get blood work, and do tests, and I myself have no issues. I know that I am not everyone, but if kratom were to be banned, specifically plain leaf kratom, I would have to probably drastically alter my life in a different way. Kratom is one tool that I use among other supplements right now, but it is a tool that does help me at the moment. I am concerned with how quickly this attempt at a ban has come to be. It seemed like it came out of nowhere, and while I'm grateful for a comment period, I think it's a little disheartening that seems to be a lot of confusion about this process. Trying to think of what else I want to share. I apologize again. I am a little bit nervous.
He did great for his first time.
I would recommend that if I were in charge of things, I think smoke shops that sell kratom, as well as synthetic marijuana options. I think that those products can be dangerous and are often unregulated. If I buy kratom, it's from independent vendors that offer third-party testing where you can scan QR codes and see
30 seconds, Mr. Cueto.
Thank you. If there are heavy metals or other contaminants inside the product, I think an attempt at regulation is a much more conservative approach to something like this. I think if you do ban kratom outright, Connecticut may see more issues than what it is solving. I don't believe that it should be available in smoke shops and stores. However, I believe if people are sourcing it ethically and responsibly from websites and, like I said, places that offer third-party
reach the end of your time, Mr. Cueto. Please wrap up.
That I think that is a safer and more an approach that makes more sense than an outright ban. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cueto. We appreciate your testimony today. Mr. Thaxton. We have Susan Cave next.
And then after Miss Susan Cave will be Miss Susan Eppard.
Okay. Ms. Cave, if you could please raise your hand. I know you did it once before. So I know you can do it. Help us find you faster. Very good.
Her mic and camera are on, and I'll start her 3 minutes when she introduces herself.
Thank you very much, Ms. Cave. I believe we've unmuted you, so if you could unmute yourself on your own machine. Thank you. And okay. Can I please ask you to say your name, spell your name for the record. If you're with an organization, please provide the organization and provide contact information, preferably an email.
Yes, my name is Susan Cave, SUSANCADE. I'm a member of Kratom Danger Awareness, and I'd prefer not to leave my email.
All right.
Live in Havana, Florida.
All right. Thank you. Please proceed.
My name is Susan Cave. I live in Havana, Florida. I'm a strong advocate for kratom bans, whether at the local, state, or federal level. I'm also the mother of William Cave, who died at just 32 years old from mitragynine toxicity, the primary alkaloid in kratom. William was a healthy young man who worked hard. He had no history of addiction or drug use or abuse. And on April the 20th, 2024, my son did not come home. His toxicology confirmed mitragynine was his killer. My precious son died from a toxic mixture of his prescribed antidepressants and mitragynine. Since my son's death, I've learned a lot about kratom, and these are the most important things that I could pick out that I think you need to know. Number one, labels and age restrictions do not change kratom's pharmacology. Two, Raw kratom alone causes deaths, as proven by toxicology reports and medical examiner reports. 3, there are over 40 alkaloids in raw kratom and still not a complete understanding of the two main ones, which are mitragynine and 7-hydroxymitragynine. 4, the kratom plant and products made from kratom are extremely variable in their makeup. Every leaf is different depending on where it's grown overseas, the environmental growing conditions, how it's harvested, how long it's cured, how long it's allowed to ferment, and the manufacturer's processing technique. 5, mitragynine found in the kratom leaf is metabolized naturally inside the body into 7-OH. Because of this fact, you cannot say 7-hydroxymitragynine is a completely different substance than raw ground up kratom. They are one in the same. Most assuredly, a Consumer Protection Act or regulation will not stop this natural process that occurs in the body. 6, there are online forums right now full of stories of people who became addicted to something they thought was going to help them. There are websites like Grow Kratom that actually warns their customers not to use their product if they're subject to any form of drug testing. 7, regulations cannot keep pace with the $1.5 billion kratom industry. 8, bad actors, I want you to see my face here. Bad
30
actors will
seconds, Miss Cave.
enter a market, find a product that can exploit and recreate it and synthesize it to become a product more addictive and deadly than ever before. Right now, on social media, you can easily find links and websites with people giving step-by-step instructions on how to make 7-OH from raw kratom. Testimonies from kratom advocates and consumers tell how, thanks to kratom, they're now able to be productive members of society, or they're no longer dependent on street or prescription drugs, or how they can
Miss
just
Cave,
function
you have
well.
reached the end of your time. Please wrap up.
My son will never get to enjoy his great grandchildren. A Consumer Protection Act is a laughable solution and gives a false sense of security to the
Hey,
consumer.
Ms. Cave, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate your testimony.
You to ban
Thank you.
kratom and schedule.
Thank you.
The next
right.
speaker will
Thank you.
be Miss Susan Eppard, followed by Talis Obelins.
Ms. Eppard, if you are present, if you could use the raised hand function, it helps us find you faster. Again, if you're on by phone, if you could also use the raised hand function, because we can identify you by name, by the phone number.
Ms. Eppard's mic and camera are on, and I will start her time when she introduces herself.
Thank you very much. Ms. Eppard, could I ask you to please say your name and spell your name for the record, as well as provide any organization that you might be with, and provide a contact information, preferably an email.
Hello, my name is Susan Eppard, and my email is susaneppard321@gmail.com.
Could you please spell your name?
SUSANEPPARD.
Thank you.
And I would like kratom banned, all of kratom, as my 22-year-old son here, Matthew Eller, died from kratom powder. It's the least potent form of kratom available in the United States. Caused him to have a seizure, go into cardiac arrest, and die. His toxicology showed he died from the toxic effects of mitragynine, an alkaloid found only in kratom. He had no prescription drugs, no street drugs, nor alcohol in his system when he died. And his autopsy showed he had no underlying health conditions. Matthew did not die from 7-OH or 7-hydroxymitragynine. Matthew thought kratom was a great herb for energy. He had no idea how addictive it was until it was too late, nor did he realize it could kill him. I am also a member of the Facebook group Kratom Danger Awareness. Kratom is being advertised as a cure-all. If it does the things people say, like cure or mitigate alcohol or opioid addiction and relieve pain that can only be alleviated by opioids, that by itself indicates it should be prescribed by a doctor, not a gas station attendant with unlimited supply to the consumer. Testimonies from over 53,000 Kratom users on Reddit's Quitting Kratom show its withdrawals are horrible, many comparing them to heroin and other opioids. Thousands, if not millions, are now addicted to it, and users are having liver failure, kidney failure, psychosis, depression, anxiety, seizures, cardiac arrest, and some are dying from it. The Kratom Consumer Protection Act was devised by the American Kratom Association to keep Kratom legal and give it legitimacy by very lightly regulating it and fighting back on any meaningful regulation. And the American Kratom Association has 40 plus Kratom dealers on their website, and at least 6 of them are in wrongful death lawsuits. Some of their disclaimers are horrific, but the worst of their effects are not listed on the packaging, which puts American lives in danger. And now they're selling it in candy form that resemble all sorts of popular candies with very easy to open packaging. And small children have gotten a hold of this, and I know one of them has died from it. And age limit would be great, but the problem is most people that are dying from it are over the age of 21. And that's really all I have.
Right. Thank you very much, Ms. Ebert. I appreciate your time here today. All right. Next up is Talis Abalins. Talis, if you could raise your hand so we could find you faster. There we go.
And after Miss Abalins will be Miss Genevieve Lunisen.
Thank you very much. Okay. Ms. Avalins, if you could please say your name, spell your name for the record. If you're with an organization, provide that, and provide a contact information, preferably an email. We have unmuted you, so if you are muted on your own machine, please unmute yourself.
He's an anti-kratom child attorney.
Have you heard me?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Thank you, Mr. Avalins.
Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Talis Abalins, TALISABOLINS, and my email is tabalins@mctlaw.com. At MCT Law, I represent families of loved ones who have died because of kratom. Not synthetics, but pure leaf kratom. A high percentage of the official death certificates in these cases confirmed that this pure leaf kratom was the only cause of death. And I support the DCP's decision to schedule kratom as a Class 1 drug. It meets all the criteria. The listing of kratom and its alkaloids will be essential to protect Connecticut consumers from over-the-counter kratom. Every one of these consumers is deceived because they fail to recognize a fundamental problem. This product should not even be in the country because under federal law, it cannot be imported or sold until there is a pre-market verification of safety. And what this corrupt industry and its trade groups don't tell you is that not a single product has met the bar of pulling these products out of their category of being an adulterated ingredient, a new dietary ingredient. There is a lot of misinformation provided by industry proponents. And I encourage you to look at the independent research and the published literature by those who are not funded. The industry has taken a page out of the playbook of big tobacco. The independent research shows things like this. A review of the FDA's adverse event database found that kratom is 63 times more deadly than other natural products that are sold over the counter. We have growing numbers of publications talking about how do you deal with the problem of kratom use disorder. It's addictive. And of course, death is, the ultimate curse for a product that shouldn't even be on the shelf, let alone in the country. As an NDI, it is unlawful to import or distribute kratom for human consumption in the United States without this pre-market verification of safety. 7 kratom distributors have attempted this new dietary ingredient notification. This is the homework to show your product safe. None of them have been found sufficient. And how can they? This is it works on the opiate receptors and other brain receptors. It is a psychoactive substance that is 63 times more deadly than other products. The over-the-counter gas station drug impacts causes synergistic drug-drug interactions when combined with common medicines and other over-the-counter items. And many of
30
these
seconds, Mr. Abeland.
Thank you. Many of
Man,
these deadly
you've been going on
combinations
for
have
more
not
than 3
even
minutes.
yet
I'm
been
telling you, I
uncovered.
feel like it.
So this is a real issue that needs to be controlled. Fill the gap. The FDA, read what the FDA and Kratom website says. They have not given a green light to whole leaf Kratom. They say it is adulterated. And look at the poison control data. Thousands of people have been found to have been killed by this product.
Wow.
Many more are suffering from addiction over a product that should not even be in the country. Thank you for
Your time is now up.
protecting your citizens.
I can't wait till
Thank you
Max
very
speaks.
much, Mr. Avalance. So I just also want to remind folks, if you don't have enough time, we invite you to submit written comments to us. And with that, who is our next up? Is it Genevieve Lanusin?
Yes, Miss Genevieve Lanusin is next, followed by Miss Melinda Freeman.
Good
Good
morning,
morning,
Bunny
honey.
Bee.
Ms. Lanusin, if you could please raise
We
your
already
hand.
did
help
our
us find you
testimonies.
faster.
Yeah, they started like straight up the time they were supposed to.
I don't believe I see Ms. Lanusin.
I do not either. For those that are dialed in by phone number, just know that your name does not pop up.
Right, so if you're on by phone, please use the raised hand function. Also, if you've signed in by somebody else's name, please do that as well. Use the raised hand function. All right, so next up we have Melinda Freeman. Melinda Freeman, if you could please use the raised hand function, either if you're in by phone, in by your name recognition, or in under somebody else's name.
Yeah, it'll be up to rewatch later.
I don't see Ms. Freeman.
I also do not see Miss Freeman.
We just
All right.
started the live like 17 minutes ago. We didn't do the first
The
part.
next,
Yeah.
We did record some of it.
Catherine Didamore. Catherine Didamore.
So we'll just download the whole thing and just clip it together.
Ms.
Yeah.
Didamore, if you could use the raised hand function,
Or no, we were on this. We just gotta.
regardless of the way
Upload
you've
this
signed
one.
in, if it's by phone, by your own name or another person's name.
Yeah, the recording's like 24 minutes. When I went out to
I do not
check
see
to
Miss
if we had it.
Didmore.
Okay.
And just so you know, next on deck is Miss Julie Williams.
Okay, Ms. Julie Williams.
I wonder if everybody that's on the call,
I do
gonna
not
be able
see
to
Julie
speak,
Williams either.
Kurt Bramble and Mac and everybody. Surely they'll let Mac and everybody.
All right, the next is going to be Miss Laura Romney, followed
Yeah!
by Mr. Logan Diggs.
Okay. Laura Romney. Please use the raised hand function. There we go. One moment.
Miss Romney, yes, you have your camera and mic on. You will have to unmute, and after you introduce yourself, I will start your 3 minutes.
Thank you. Very good. Ms. Romney, if I could please ask you to say your name, spell your name for the record, provide any organization that you may be with, and provide a contact information, preferably an email.
Yeah, hold on one second. I'm just trying to find where I've got my stuff written here. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, so my name is Laura Romney, LoraRomney. And my email address is the same as my name, lauraromney@gmail.com.
Thank you.
And I'm with the 501c3 International Plant and Herbal Alliance. But I'm also a Kratom consumer and pain patient.
Okay, please proceed.
Okay. I again, as I said, I'm a patient with trigeminal neuralgia. This is a disease that causes severe facial nerve pain that never stops. It's a disease that's actually called the suicide disease because it's one of the most painful conditions to live with. I've been struggling with my condition for 13 years, and I tried everything, including brain surgery, 30 pharmaceuticals, and even a nerve stimulator implanted in my face. All failed. I had to go into pain management, where they gave me a very small dose of opiates. I was just miserable, and so I started looking for alternatives. I know in this day and age, it's almost impossible to be prescribed opioids or anything that's, for severe chronic pain. And so I was so thrilled when I found Kratom, and it actually worked. It controlled my pain within 20 minutes of a very low serving size of the actual natural Kratom powder. Now I'm an 8-year consumer. I actually, I'm functioning. You can't see by today because I'm on another coast. But I'm able to work and volunteer and do so many things in my life. Patients like me need pain control options. I read stories of patients every day who are being forced off their pain medication and giving no options. It's cliche when you hear that Kratom saved my life, but in my case and many others, it's actually true. It did save me a life from being spent in bed and on IVs for pain. And please, I'm just begging you, please do not schedule Kratom, and instead responsibly regulate it so that it's for adult use only, properly labeled with GMP standards, and that there's regulation on the amount of 7-OH allowed in the product. What should be scheduled is 7-OH. Kratom is not natural, or 7-OH is not natural Kratom. Please do not assume that these products are the same. Even the FDA and Health and Human Services have distinguished between the two. You should follow their advice and schedule 7-OH and not natural Kratom. You're going to hear about the adverse effects and even deaths coming from the synthetic 7-OH products. And most of the time that's from them, not natural Kratom. In fact, you hear in almost every case where there has been a death, it's involved polysubstance use, alcohol,
30 seconds,
and most
Ms. Romney.
commonly 7-OH. I want to respectfully submit that under the existing rules that the DCP retains the power to revise the controlled substance schedule assignment, even when directed by the legislator, if the substance in question does not meet the criteria for the assigned schedule. While synthetic 7-OH meets those criteria, natural Kratom or mitragynine does not when deciding on scheduling. So by regulating and not scheduling Kratom, you are showing those that rely on Kratom to treat their pain,
You
anxiety,
have
and
reached
even
the
drug
end of your
withdrawals.
time. Please wrap up. Ms.
Thank you.
Romney.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Ms. Romney. We appreciate your testimony today.
Killed it.
Hell yeah,
All
Laura.
right, next up, we
First
have
thing in the
Logan
morning,
Diggs.
she really killed it.
Logan Diggs, if you could please raise your hand.
We were up so late last night.
Okay, we have a phone number.
Dude,
All right.
when I realized that I
1
didn't
second.
have any cat food, I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Mr. Thaxton, have you unmuted that? phone number?
Yes.
Okay,
His mic is on. His
Great.
camera is not.
great. Okay, Mr. Diggs, if I could please ask you
Thank
to
God
say your
for
name, spell your name for
Yes,
the
that's all I
record.
know.
If
They
you're
was
with an
bloated.
organization, please provide the organization, and please provide a contact email address.
My name is Logan Diggs, LOGANDIGGES. Contact email is my full name at me.com. Or was it, sorry, phone number or email?
Your email, so we can send a
Okay.
a decision.
LOGANDIGGES at me.com.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Please go ahead.
I just wanted to call in and testify that as a young man, I'm 25 years old. I broke my back when I was 15, and Kratom and 7-OH products have really helped me. And if you look into the deaths that have been reported, they're all polysubstance abuse or dehydration. Both 7-OH and Kratom products don't, in your brain, recruit beta-arrestin. They don't cause a significant amount of central nervous depression. They don't lead to overdose like traditional opioid products, and I don't believe they should be regulated as such. The DEA has cracked down on traditional opioid prescribing, and Kratom has been a last-ditch savior for a lot of people, and there is no evidence that it's as bad as the other substances on this list that it's ridiculous to group them in together. And yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Mr. Diggs. We appreciate your testimony today.
The next speaker will be Miss Sami Hairula.
Cyrula, if you could please use the raised hand function if you're on by phone or if you're on, there we go.
I have allowed her mic and camera.
Okay, very
and
good.
I will start her time when she introduces herself.
Thank you so much. If you could please, oh, and you're also muted by yourself. Okay, there you go. Could you please say your name, spell your name for the record if you're with an organization, if you could provide the organization and provide a contact information.
My name
Did
is
you
Sami
share on Facebook?
Hairula,
Yeah.
Samihajrula. I am not here for a specific organization, but I am with Connecticut Harm Reduction. I've done harm reduction work for about 5 years. Also a member of multiple opioid task force. That's my introduction.
Right. Do you have a contact email?
Contact email, yes, it would be Sami Hairula. My name, how it's spelled, at gmail.com.
Can you move
Thank
the
you very
screen to
much.
where they're
Please go
on
ahead.
video?
So as a harm reduction specialist, I've been doing this for quite some time, and I have, gotten people out of the flame into the frying pan, so to say, with the use of kratom.
Oh, here we go.
There's been many, many success stories. Many
Yeah.
people who have gotten off
Hey.
of, harder drugs such as fentanyl and, heroin and Oxycontin. Then all of a sudden it became, when they started putting xylazine and fentanyl and all on the street heroin, they would call it, but there's not really heroin in it anymore. Then it was kind of getting too strong for it. So it got to a point, I ended up finding the 7.0 products. And I actually got to the point where a CEO of a company, was going to give, a whole bunch and donate to be able to help these people, get off and into something that was more safe. My biggest fear is that if they ban it like that and just, to have something allowed to the public like that for so long, and then just to pull it away, that's like ripping the Band-Aid off. I'm worried about, all the people that may pass away from reaching out to other substances. As you can see, I'm wearing my end overdose shirt. I speak every year at the Litchfield Opioid Task Force International Overdose Awareness Day. There are other substances like SR 17081 that they're trying to. It's a research chemical, but there's things that are in the works that could be, available to the public eventually that could help them get off. And I feel like if they just ban it outright right away, then it's going to really be, something where a lot of people are going to, detoxes are already full to the max, and then I've seen a lot of success stories, done a lot of research on it. And a lot of people have great success with the kratom and great success with the 7.0 as well. But I do feel that it should be labeled, and people should know what they're dealing with, and that's the other reason there's a lot of people, I think, that never had substance use disorder who are going to end up, they end up getting hooked from this stuff or from kratom, and then all of a sudden, if it's being taken away like that so fast, how many are going to go into Suboxone or into detoxes or
they already are
MAT,
yeah,
and how many are going to end up reaching for street drugs and ending up passing away?
30 seconds, Mr. Hairula.
Thanks.
Wow.
Every year I seem to have more names to put in the list at the end of the awareness meeting, which is the names that they read off of the people who had passed away. I don't want to have more names added to that list. I already had about 32 of them last year, and these are all people that I know well.
Wow.
It's sad what's going on, but I just don't feel that a outright ban is what should be done, because it's going to be a big mess. So,
All right.
Nice job.
Thank you very much for your testimony
Yeah.
today, Mr. Hairula. All right. Who do we have up next?
The next individual will be Mr. Kurt Holroyd, followed by Dr. Michelle Ross.
Okay, Mr. Holroyd, could please raise your hand if you're on by phone or on by regular Zoom entry with your name being shown, or if you're
He's
on.
on.
All right.
He is on, and I have unmuted his mic and camera.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Holroyd, if you could please say your name, spell your name for the record, and if you're with an organization, please provide the organization, and please provide a contact information, preferably your email. Mr. Holroyd, you appear to still be muted, perhaps by yourself, because we've unmuted you. Mr. Holroyd, do you hear me? Mr. Holroyd going once. All right then, Mr. Holroyd, we will place you at the end of the list since you perhaps are away from. Oh, are you there? All right. Okay.
This
Go
lady
ahead.
seems
And
like
the
she'd
next
be super
person
nice in real
is
life.
Dr. Michelle Ross. Dr. Ross, if you could please raise your hand.
I
If you're
know,
here
huh, Bunny
by
Bee?
phone
Yeah.
or by email or by regular sign-in. There we go. We have a phone number.
You said this lady's what?
She seems like she'd be
Could you
really
please
nice
let me
in
know
real
when
life.
that phone number's been
Mhm.
She
unmuted.
reminds me of a teacher.
Could you please re-raise your hand? I was only able to unmute your mic. Dr. Ross.
Dr. Ross? Dr. Ross, can you hear us?
Where are you?
Dr. Ross? I am not sure what happened with Dr. Ross. Okay, let's proceed to the next person.
The next individual will be Mr. Jeremy, followed by Mr. Christopher Rowland.
Okay, Jeremy, if you could please raise your hand if you're on by phone or on by a name sign-in, helps us find you faster.
And to clarify, it should be for a Mr. Jeremy J. The last
Yeah.
name is not listed.
Yeah, Jeremy with the last initial J. Do not see a Jeremy J.
I also do not see a Jeremy in the call.
All right. Christopher Rowland. Christopher Rowland,
like
if you
an
could please
actor's
raise your
name.
hand. If you're on
Yeah.
by phone, there we go.
She's an actor.
For Roland, you are unmuted and your camera is on.
Thank
I will
you.
start your 3 minutes when you finish introducing yourself.
I'm glad I got me some
Thank you very
trail
much,
mix
Mr.
last
Rowland.
night.
If you could please say
I
your
knew I
name
got
and
free
spell
this
your name for
morning.
the record if you're with an organization, if you can provide that, and please provide a contact email address.
Sure. My name is Christopher Rowland, CHRISTOPHER, last name ROHLAND.
Yeah, I think
And
so
I am not
too.
with any organization. I'm a private citizen.
They give them like a full 3 minutes, everybody.
And I will find the resolution on my own after the decision.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. My first of all, I just want to be clear that I'm advocating for the use of pure leaf kratom products only. I have no experience with any of the synthetics or any of the adulterated kratom products. My experience with kratom started out several years ago. I work in a travel intensive profession, and I developed out of nowhere a fear of flying. And I sought medical help for this because it was severe and it could have been potentially career limiting.
Wow.
I feel you on that.
And
Yeah.
I was put on a series of prescription drugs, starting with Wellbutrin, then Prozac, then gabapentin, then Prozac again, and then Zoloft. And none of those over a period of a few years had any effect on the eliminating the fear of flying. And a friend of mine who said their partner had some anxiety issues was using this product called Kratom. I'd never heard of it before. And I went to my physician and I just said, none of the stuff, none of the prescription stuff is working. Can we get off Zoloft so I can try this other stuff? So I did it with medical supervision. And then I began to use Kratom, and I've used it for several years since then. I no longer have the fear of flying, and that's gone completely. And I've also suffered no ill effects from the use of powdered Kratom leaf at all, in excellent health otherwise. And I would just ask that for any scheduling that Kratom be natural, pure Kratom leaf, either be removed from the scheduling or scheduled at the lowest threshold possible, because I don't believe it meets the criteria for evidentiary findings and it regarding hallucinations or debilitating effects, and therefore it doesn't warrant scheduling to the best of my knowledge and in my opinion.
30 seconds, Mr. Rowland.
I'm set. Thank you very much for letting me testify.
Thank you for your time today, Mr. Rowland. We appreciate it. All right, who do we have up next?
Next will be Mr. Michael Burnell, a veteran, followed by JC Blaylock.
Okay, Mr. Burnell.
Oh, that dude sounds like a video game character.
Michael Burnell.
JC Blaylock.
There we go. We have a phone number with the hand raised.
Unmute and put his camera on.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Burnell, you'll have to unmute yourself, and I will start your 3 minutes when you finish introducing yourself.
Okay. Mr. Burnell, can you hear me?
I don't think I could ever get in
Could you please say your name and spell your name for the record,
relate.
provide
I'd
an
have to
organization if you're with one,
to go
and
traveling
provide a
overseas or
contact
anything, like,
email.
you'd have to put me to sleep.
Thank you.
There's just no way.
Michael Burnell, M-I-C-H-A-E-L, Burnell, B-U-R-N-E-L-L.
Thank God I'm poor.
Email is Michael.
Thank God I'm poor and I can't afford to go anywhere.
at gmail.com. I'm not with an organization.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Thank you for letting me speak today. I'm a 100% disabled veteran of the U.S. Air Force, and I personally find 7.0 safe and effective. I believe this should be scheduled at the very lowest scheduling to allow for access for research. With an unprecedented problem with fentanyl across the country, this can be a very promising avenue of research. Now, personally, I find it very effective for PTSD as well as chronic pain. I have metal brackets that I use the doctors use to put my arms and face back together, and it hurts all the time.
Wow.
I feel the band's basically, it's really ill-considered. This seems like a profit protection move. And politics and profit protection is cute until it's going to cost lives and really affect people's access to something that allows for any type of quality of life. I feel that, the moves to emergency ban this without any type of deaths that can be substantiated across the entire country, it just really shows that there's something beyond public safety, behind the motivation for this ban activity. So people who don't care about people dying because they have to go back to street drugs want their money saved because they felt free in their pocket. It's kind of it's really telling to see, very powerful restrictive agencies and political people coming together to save profits and restrict access for normal people. I also recognize that there's a need for regulation. It should be age gated. It should be packaged properly, and it should be checked for safety. These are all things that regulatory and law enforcement agencies are here for. A complete ban helps nobody except people who profit when this is off the market. So again, if this is already a passed law and I'm only here to state how we should we schedule, schedule at the very lowest, if at all. Thank
All
you.
right.
I don't know if I'm still on.
Yeah, you are. You are. I think I was just listening. I wasn't sure if you were finished. So thank you
I
for your
know that
testimony
is
today,
like,
Mr. Burnett.
give me some feedback.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is JC Blaylock. JC Blaylock, if you could please
Oh,
raise your
video
hand,
game.
whether you're signed in by phone. There we go. Give us a second.
Right, you are unmuted, your camera is on, and I'll start your 3 minutes once you finish introducing yourself.
Okay, Ms. Blaylock, if you could please say your name and spell your name for the record, provide an organization if you're here with one, and provide a contact email address, please.
Okay, yes, my name is JC Blaylock. That's JACEY BLAYLOCK. My email address, there's no organization, I'm sorry, and my email address is blaylockjc2009@gmail.com.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. I apologize if I'm hard to understand. I have a pinched nerve that affects my speech. I'm here today to respectfully ask that you take the least restrictive course of scheduling for kratom and especially for 7-hydroxymetragenine. When I was 17 years old, I was in a traumatic car accident that was not my fault. I was pinned inside my vehicle for nearly an hour, and the vehicle was on fire for a short period of time.
Oh my
That accident
God.
left me disabled with chronic pain and PTSD that have affected every part of my life. For years, I struggled to find any real quality of life. I tried everything within reason, but nothing truly helped me function or feel like myself again. It wasn't until I discovered 7-OH that I finally found something that helped me manage my pain, my PTSD, and my anxiety safely and without the fear of respiratory depression. I am living proof that this plant and all of its alkaloids can offer a path to stability and healing for people who have run out of options. If placed into Schedule 1, people like me will lose access to what has been a lifeline. We know from history that rather than fixing the problem, prohibition only creates far more dangerous issues, something none of us want to see happen again. I'm not asking you to forego oversight. We need smart, science-backed regulation that allows access while keeping consumers safe, as well as keeping the channel open for much-needed research. I'm asking that you choose the least restrictive scheduling possible so that working adults, veterans, and others struggling with chronic pain, trauma, or substance use disorder can continue to have a safe alternative. Please don't take away what has given so many stability. An alkaloid with an actual medical use and 0 confirmed deaths of sole use that is far safer than other products on the market like alcohol or cigarettes. Thank you for your time and considering the real human impact of your decision. Don't schedule hope out of reach for people like me. Choose scheduling that keeps 7-OH accessible. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony today, Ms. Blaylock. All right.
The next individual will be Miss Liana DeFrancesco, followed by Mr. Mark Mazzielli.
Okay, Liana DeFrancesco, if you could please raise your hand. If you're here by phone, please do that as well. Or by a different sign-in so we can find you. Liana DeFrancesco.
Oh, Brandon's on here.
Yeah.
Do not see Liana DeFrancesco.
I didn't see him.
Send him a Facebook message.
I also do not see Miss DeFrancesco.
Maybe
Okay.
he didn't get an email.
Mark Mazzielli.
You can send him the link.
Mark Mazzelli, sorry.
Let me send it to you.
Mark Mazzelli, could
I
you
just
please
sent
raise
it
your
to
hand
Jordan.
if you're by phone or by regular sign-in with a name so we can locate you? There we go.
Well,
hold on one moment, sir.
What I'm saying is, though, if he didn't sign up,
I have unmuted
or if
you
he didn't get an
and
email
put your
back.
camera on as well.
Did
I
you
will
ever
start
get
your
an
3
email?
minutes when you
This morning.
conclude introducing yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
But they
Mr.
didn't even
Mazzelli,
include
I
the
believe
link.
you yourself have
Yeah,
muted
mine
yourself.
didn't either. I had to
So if
go
you could
to the
unmute,
agenda thing,
and then
I, it
after you
took me
do that,
forever
could
to
you
figure it
please
out.
say your
Yeah.
name
But I sent
and
it to you
spell your
this
name for
morning.
the record?
I'm glad I
Provide
started
any
looking for it.
organization that you might be with, and
I didn't know
provide
what to do.
a contact email for us to send you the notice of decision. Mr. Mazzelli, you're still muted, but we have unmuted you
Is
from
this
our
the
end.
link?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Mazzelli, are you able to unmute yourself?
Because when I got
There we
in,
go.
Hear me now?
Yeah,
I
we
didn't even
can.
have to
I
do the
can.
passcode or
So
meeting
please
address.
introduce yourself. Please say your
Really?
name and
Yeah.
spell your name for the record. Provide an
I tried
organization
to
if you're
copy and
with
paste
one,
the
and
name. I
provide
don't know.
a
It didn't
contact
work.
email.
It was very early though.
Yeah.
My name is
Like-
Mark Mazzelli. MarkMazzelli. I'm not with an organization.
And would you like
I
to
just
provide an
wanted-
email?
Yes, markmazzelli01@gmail.com.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Kratom has helped me and many others escape harmful addiction from substances like fentanyl, oxycodone, and other bad substances. And I think outright banning it would be very harmful
All right, I sent it
to a lot of
Freedom.
people that
Okay.
are using
Thanks
it to
for the link.
escape those harmful
Mhm.
substances. And sorry, just getting a little nervous.
You're doing
it's
fine.
okay.
And
Not easy.
yeah, I just think it should be regulated, but
Dude, I won't
really
ever
should
make
be
fun of
outright
somebody for
banned,
public
especially
speaking
not kratom.
because it ain't easy.
That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your testimony today, Mr. Mazzelli. Who
All
do we
right.
have up?
The next person testifying will be Michael Gliniak, followed by Miss Dessa Masterson.
Okay. Michael Gliniak, if you could please raise your hand. If you're signed in by phone, please raise your hand. By that too, we can identify you with just a phone number. Michael Gliniak. I do not see Michael Gliniak.
I also do not see Mr. Gliniak.
All right. Ms. Dessa Masterson. Dessa Masterson, could you please raise your hand if you're signed in by phone or signed in just by your name? Help us locate you. Dessa Masterson.
What a long night. I keep thinking about it.
I also don't see
I
Dessa
know.
Masterson.
Dude, I slept so hard last night.
I
My
do not
husband said I
either.
was like talking in my
Okay.
sleep.
As a reminder,
I was
if
like, what
you
was I
are not
saying?
able
He's
to
like, I don't
testify
know. I was
today,
like,
you
"Yeah,
can
I slept
provide
hard
written
last
comments, or if you have comments that exceed your 3-minute time limit, you can also provide written comments
Alexa, stop.
via the e-regulations portal. If we have called your name and you've missed it, you will be put at the end of the list of the people who pre-registered, and we will call folks in order of raised hands when we reach that point. So, Mr. Thaxton, who is next?
The next individual testifying is going to be Dr. Nikki Gorman, and then after Mr. Zach Lampkin.
Okay, Dr. Gorman, Nikki Gorman, you could please raise your hand. Also, if you're on by phone.
Dude, that guy talking
Nikki
sounds a little
Gorman.
bit like Ryan Burrows.
There we
He
go.
does, huh?
I don't know
Village
why.
Pediatrics,
I've been
I
thinking
see.
he's been on my mind lately.
Give
You
us
know,
one
when
moment.
it's like on your
I've
mind.
unmuted Dr.
Yeah.
Gorman and put her camera on, and I will start her 30-minute or her 3 minutes after she concludes her introduction.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gorman. If you could please say your name and spell your name for the record. If you're with an organization, please provide your organization, and please provide a contact email.
My name is Nikki Gorman, Nikkigorman. I'm with Village Pediatrics, and email is nikki.villagepedi@gmail.com.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Hi there. My name is Nikki Gorman, and I am a board certified pediatrician in practice for almost 30 years, here to hopefully open your eyes to the highly addictive substance of kratom. My introduction to the substance of kratom was jarring. It was Christmas Day, and my 24-year-old son was completely unresponsive on the couch. As a physician, I knew what to do, but despite my best attempts at sternal rubs, he was not coming back, so we called 911. My son had been acting shady for a bit. We recently learned he failed all his fall semester classes. That had never been an issue before. Waiting for 911, I screamed to my other son to go upstairs and check my son's backpack to see if he could have been on anything. He came down with some packet saying, just kratom. I said, what's kratom? He said, it's a supplement. Lots of kids buy it at the gas station. Just take it because it mellows you out. For my son, it was much more than being a little mellow. He had become an addict, unable to stop despite spending the time he wasn't using kratom alone in his room, sleeping, failing classes, not seeing his girlfriend for 4 years. I knew this was serious and it had to be stopped. He went through withdrawal, which, trust me, was horrible. From what I've seen in my years in medicine, closely resembled heroin withdrawal. He was shaking and sweating, nauseous and unable to eat, writhing in discomfort. He'd not looked himself a couple months before, so I ran drug panels on him with his consent. He said, Mom, I have nothing to hide. The drug panels were negative. Little did I know there was a substance known as gas station crack, and my son had become entrenched in its jaws. Fast forward 2 months, my son received a diagnosis of Hodgkin's lymphoma. Panicked and trying to deal with his addiction to kratom, he downplayed his symptoms of chest pain, night sweats, and weight loss, all as part of being on kratom and trying to get off it and the withdrawals. By the time we discovered the cancer, he was at stage 4B. I will always hold kratom responsible, not just for causing his cancer, but also for his inability to recognize
Causing
the
his
symptoms in his
cancer?
body that should have
Wow.
prompted workup. Instead, he pushed it under the rug, assuming everything was related to kratom. He spent hours on Reddit reading threads about kratom and the horrors of withdrawal, and to him, this all made sense. Busy receiving some of the most powerful chemo out there, he was too sick to use kratom for the 6 months of his treatment. But as a testament to the highly addictive powers of this opioid-like substance that is found over the counter next to candy bars, he was back on it within a week of completing his treatment. As a
30 seconds,
pediatrician,
Dr. Gorman.
we spend every day counseling parents
not
about the
doing that.
dangers in the world and praying the parents will do their best to keep their children safe. But here was a risk I was not aware of, and the fact that it is sold over the counter to me is unfathomable and reprehensible. We need to stop the greedy industry from taking down our kids and creating a generation of addicts. You can't buy heroin over the counter. Why should you be able to buy kratom? As I listen to the heart-wrenching stories of these adults whose lives have been forever changed by their children now being
You have reached the end
deceased.
of your time. Please wrap up.
Again, we'd be horrified to think our 16-year-olds could enter any convenience store and buy crack or heroin. So why are we allowing the kratom industry to do that just for reasons of greed?
Thank you very much, Dr. Gorman. We appreciate your time here today.
The next individual set to testify is going to be Mr. Zach Lampkin, representing Lampkin Wealth Management, followed by Miss Shannon Weinbarger.
I'm speechless on that
Zach
one.
Lampkin.
Yeah, I kind of am.
You could please raise your hand for
I
us
don't really know, man.
if you're calling in by phone.
Wow.
Zach Lampkin.
How's that one?
Kratom
Wow.
has anti-kratom
Please
or
raise your hand whichever way
anti-cancerous
you've dialed
properties
into
in
this
it.
meeting. I do not see Zach Lampkin.
Yeah, yeah.
I do not see Mr.
Oh,
Lampkin
that
as
sounds
well.
horrible, but it wasn't.
Ms. Shannon Weinbarger.
I mean, like
Ms.
Missy just
Shannon
said, it has
Weinbarger,
anti-cancerous
please
properties.
raise your hand,
So
regardless of the way that you're calling in
I just don't know.
or have
I don't
signed
know
in by
about that.
computer. Ms. Shannon Weinbarger.
There's like 5 million other things in this world that causes cancer, and kratom ain't one of them.
I don't see Shannon Weinbarger.
I also do not see Miss Weinbarger. The next in line to testify will be Mr. Michael Kusick.
Michael Kusick. Mr. Kusick. Could you please raise your hand?
I heard your cat.
Especially if you've dialed in by phone, but whatever way you've dialed in.
Whatever.
Michael Kusick.
Kitty?
Looking for Michael Kusick. I don't see him.
I do not see Mr. Kusick as well. The next set to testify will be Mr. Matt Silvis.
Yeah,
Matt Silvis.
I have an
Go ahead, I'm
autoimmune
sorry.
disease. I used to get sick
I was going to
all
say
the
just followed by
time.
Miss Rebecca.
I mean, I've gotten sick a couple
Amos.
times on kratom since I've started,
Matt Silvis.
taking kratom
Matt
in the past
Silvis,
6
if
years,
you
but
could
it's
please
nothing
raise your
like
hand
it used to be. Like I
for
used to get
us.
sick every year. I
Matt
think I've gotten sick
Silvis.
like 3 times really bad to where
I
it like
do not
affected
see
me.
Matt
You know what I'm
Silvis.
saying? And one of the times was like the
I also
flu.
do
I
not
hadn't
see
had the
Mr.
flu but
Silvis.
once.
Is
in
Miss
6.5
Rebecca
years.
Amos present?
Rebecca Amos. Could you please raise your hand if you're
It's
here
like
by
nature's
phone or by regular
multivitamin.
sign-in by name?
Hey,
Miss Amos.
she attacked my feet.
Okay. Next up.
Next up will be Mr. Peter Shields, followed by Dr. Anthony DeStasio.
Peter Shields. There we go. One moment, please.
I have unmuted you, and I have also put your mic on, and I will start your 3 minutes after you conclude introducing yourself.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shields. Mr. Shields, if you could please say your name and spell your name for the record. If you're with an organization,
yeah.
provide the name of your organization, and please provide a contact
That's what I'm
email.
saying. I used to get sick like at
Yes,
least
my
like
name is Peter
bronchitis
Shields.
or
That's Peter
like a real bad sinus infection. At
Shields.
least once a year, if not more.
I am
Especially
not
like
with
when
an
the kids start
organization,
back
but
to
I am
school.
associated
Oh
with one
man,
that
I used to
depends
get
on
sick
anonymity, so
every
I
year.
must opt out of providing my email address.
All right.
So, as a 10-year volunteer who works closely with recovering addicts and as a professional pharmaceutical writer and researcher of over 15 years, I am somewhat perturbed by the impending wholesale ban on kratom. I may be the only person sort of in the middle here that speaks today. I will not pretend that kratom, whole leaf or otherwise, is a truly harmless substance. But the fact is that a ban will not stop opioid abuse. It did not during
I will
alcohol
say, I feel
prohibition.
like
It
I
has
have
not for marijuana, cocaine, or heroin in the entire
like I used
history
to
of the
feel like I
U.S.
was like
since
an
the 60s,
80-year-old. I
and
used
it
to
will
say,
not
oh,
now.
I feel like an 80-year-old and a
Kratom is routinely
30,
used to help
40-some
addicts
year old
safely
body, but
titrate
I
off
don't
more
feel like
harmful
that
illegal
at all.
opioids.
Like I
This
feel like I'm
can
my age.
allow addicts
I
to
feel
avoid
like I'm
withdrawal, which is a
45
major
and
cause of
still
early stage
alive.
relapse. And for many of them, successfully get clean. While I'm personally not in favor of replacing one addiction with another, the fact is that even in cases in which patients continue to use natural leaf kratom indefinitely, the data exhaustively shows a substance with less meaningful toxicity in its original form than illicit opioids. Something like 5,000 times lower fatality rates with
That's amazing.
kratom than with
That's awesome.
heroin. And that's to say nothing of fentanyl.
You got a fresh
Users of
start.
kratom are not associated
Yeah.
with more violent crime or vehicular accidents than the general population. Use of illicit opioids, which a ban on kratom is sure to increase and historically has in states that have passed similar bans, absolutely is associated with violent crime and motor vehicle accidents. It's something to keep in mind. Banning a safe alternative to something that people will not easily be giving up
Dude, this
does
guy's
potentially
perspective,
invite
like
cartel
the way
activity
his
into a
roof
state like
is, it's
Connecticut,
like
which makes me
messing with
shudder.
my mind. It's like, he
Please
looks at
consider
things, like,
regulating it
sideways
strongly.
sometimes.
Perhaps something along the lines upon which marijuana is regulated here in Connecticut. I don't know enough about the AKA Consumer Protection Act to testify as to its seaworthiness, but I do know that we regulate other substances, and I would vastly prefer that over seeing it banned entirely or put through the rigmarole of FDA approval for use
I
as
feel
a
you on that,
prescription, which
Superfund.
as a professional in that industry, I am highly skeptical of.
Yeah. Dude,
I do
this
support
ain't
banning
even
7-OH. It's a Schedule 1 substance. I think there's nothing wrong with
some
restricting
of those like
concentrated
Reddit
nitrogenine
stories that
extracts
we were listening to the
30
other
seconds,
night
as
is
needed.
insane.
Thank
I
you.
don't know if you saw
But I
that
do ask that you regulate rather than ban full leaf
the other
kratom.
night. Super fun
Do
quiz
not allow
night.
it to be sold in gas stations. Do not sell it to
But like
children.
they were the most
Treat it similarly to the way that
outrageous,
we treat marijuana.
ridiculous
That's
stories
it for
I've
me.
ever
Thanks so
heard
much
of
for your time
in my
today.
life.
Thank you, Mr. Shields. We appreciate your testimony.
Like it was insane.
All right.
It
Next
was
up,
like
Dr.
somebody opened
Anthony
up a book
DeStasio.
and started writing.
Doctor's just there we go. Hold on just one moment.
You can allow his camera. His 3 minutes will start after concluding his intro, and next on deck will be Miss Genevieve Landry.
Okay. Dr. DeStasio, I believe you're muted from your side still.
Stop fighting.
Dr. DeStasio, are you able to unmute yourself? Dr. DeStasio, we've unmuted you. Are you able to unmute yourself?
Kruger.
If you are on
Cats
a
are
computer or
fighting.
laptop, you'll find the mic in the top right next to the leave button. On the phone, you will be able to unmute just as you usually call.
Thank you. Dr. DeStasio, we're going to have to move on to our next person. Are you able to unmute?
And try disabling and re-enabling his mic to see
Okay.
if that helps.
Thank you.
Oh man, dude, that happened to me the other night when when I couldn't get my stupid mic to work. I can't even remember where that was. We were testifying, but dude, talk about like just frustrating. Like
Dr.
couldn't get my mic to
DeStasio?
turn on. It was trying not to cuss in case it came on. I'm like, gosh darn it. Goodness.
Unfortunately, Dr.
me.
DeStasio, we're going to have to move along to our next person. We will put you at the end of the list, and you'll have the opportunity to testify once we've completed the list of pre-registered participants. You're also invited to send in written comments to the e-regulations website, should you choose. So next up, Genevieve Landry.
It is messed up how they
Genevieve
threw this in
Landry.
the hip bill at the last damn second, like they
Yeah.
did.
Could you please raise your hand, Genevieve
That's the
Landry, if you're
whole
by
the whole
phone
thing
or if
about
you've
this
signed in with your name?
messed up.
Help us locate you.
Makes you wonder if that's why KDA is there.
That's what
Like
I'm
they played a
saying.
part in that. I feel like they have.
Oh yeah,
I don't see Genevieve Landry.
that's so messed
I
up.
also do not see a Miss Landry present.
All right.
Like
The
it
next
shouldn't even be
individual
legal
to
to do that.
testify will
Man.
be Miss Kayla Berry, a manager from Fog Factory.
Kayla Berry. Would you please raise your hand? Ms. Kayla Berry, if you could raise your hand, regardless of the way you've signed in. I don't see Kayla Berry.
I also do not see Miss Berry.
Okay.
The next individual set to testify is going to be Mr. Brian Howard.
And Howard. Brian Howard, if you could please raise your hand. If you're in by phone or in by signed in by your name. Mr. Brian Howard, please.
She sounded like she was country like me.
Please remember that if you dialed in by phone, a name does not pop up for you, only a phone number.
Brian Howard.
You can tell
Please
they're
raise your
used to
hand.
doing this all the time.
Okay. Please, the next participant.
The next individual set to testify is going to be Keely Monroy, followed by Mr. Jonathan Taylor.
Keely Monroy, could you please raise your hand?
I didn't think there was going to be
Keely
like
Monroy,
enough
please raise your
people
hand
to
if you're in by
last till
phone
4 p.m. But
or
now
in by your
I can see
name.
that it is.
Please use the raised hand function.
Yeah, because it's been going on for what, almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
I don't see Keely Monroy.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
I also do not see a Miss Monroy.
Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor, could you please raise your hand?
He sounds
There
like
we
a
go.
musician
One
name.
moment, Mr. Taylor.
Taylor, you are unmuted. Your camera is on.
He
You
said,
will
I
have
think
to
he's reminds me of
unmute.
that dude from Corn.
And I will
can't
start your
remember his
3
name
minutes
right
after
now.
you conclude introducing yourself.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, are you unable to unmute yourself on your end? If you're on a computer,
Maybe that's
it's on the top of your screen to the left of the leave button. Mr. Taylor, you're unable to unmute yourself. Mr. Thaxton, could you please try disabling his mic and enabling it again?
Of course.
Thank you. Mr. Taylor, we're showing that you're still muted on your end.
We see that a Mary Taylor has entered. If you are affiliated with Mr. Jonathan Taylor, please raise your hand.
Oh, he must be having technical difficulties.
All right.
Okay.
It's so
Let's try that.
stressful when that happens. And you're like trying to figure it
Mary
out.
Taylor, are you able to
I'm going
unmute?
to go to him I think he's having trouble unmuting. Give me
Very
1
good.
second.
Very good.
Okay. I'm like over here just like in my head, like cheering for like, you can do it. Because I know how stressful it is.
Okay.
Oh, something when you can't
Okay,
get something to work
Mr.
and you have like a short
Mr.
amount of
Taylor,
time
could you
by the
please
way,
say your name and spell your name for the record? Could you please also provide an organization if you're here with one and a contact email?
Sure. Thank you so much. My name is Jonathan Taylor, JonathanTaylor, and I'm a member of the Kratom Recovery community. There is a way out. I'd prefer not to leave my email address if that's okay.
Sure. Thank you. Please proceed.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. There is a way out. Recovery community specifically for Kratom hosts 3 core meetings every single day, one in the morning, one at noon, and one in the evening. And we have upwards of 60 folks who come on, and they are full of people just like me who became addicted to 7-OH and Kratom. In addition, we offer men's, women's, and 12-step recovery meetings. Our online community includes about 675 members on Signal and nearly 10,000 members across Facebook groups. Every single day, we see people struggling with the devastating effects of Kratom and its derivatives. I speak to you both as someone in recovery and as someone who has personally experienced addiction to opiates and 7-OH. Of all the withdrawals I've endured, 7-OH was by far the worst. For nearly a month, I could not sleep. I experienced anhedonia, the inability to feel joy, along with constant sweats, diarrhea, crawling skin, and relentless, restless legs. The mental anguish was just as intense as the physical. Now at 3 months sober, I'm feeling hope for the future. Within our community, I've heard countless similar stories. Members who use Kratom leaf or powder describe seizures, severe depression, and withdrawal symptoms indistinguishable from opiate withdrawal. Some have suffered suicidal thoughts. Many have lost their jobs, their marriages, and their peace of mind. What's most heartbreaking is how often people were told Kratom was safe, a natural alternative for pain or anxiety, only to feel themselves trapped in a powerful dependence. The reality is that both Kratom leaf and its concentrated forms, especially those containing
That
7-OH,
just
carry
feels when it's
significant
like,
risks. It
oh,
acts
it's
as and
natural.
feels
I
the
don't
same
know.
as opiates. These products
I
are
mean, I'm
unregulated,
addicted to Dr.
inconsistently
Pepper,
dosed,
man.
and sold freely in gas stations and online with no medical
You know what
oversight.
I don't know.
People
Anything
assume
you
they are
can just get
harmless
dependent
when in
on and you
fact
feel
they
like
can be
you have to
deeply
constantly.
addictive and dangerous, especially when combined with substances. For these reasons, I strongly urge the
Oh, I
committee
bet
to
you're on
ban
the
both Kratom leaf
yeah.
and concentrated Kratom products for
I
retail
think
sale
that
in
he's
Connecticut.
probably
If
behind
they
on
are to
the,
remain
you know,
available
when they
at
were talking
all,
about
they
that
should be
one
treated like
dude.
any controlled medication,
I
available
agree.
only by prescription under medical supervision. People deserve honesty, safety, and protection from these substances that can so easily destroy lives. On behalf of our recovery community
This is a
and the
long.
hundreds
I
of
30
feel
people
like
who have
seconds,
this
shared,
is longer than 3
thank
minutes as
you, and the
well.
hundreds of people who have shared their stories with us, I thank you for your time and for your commitment to protecting Connecticut families. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Appreciate your testimony today.
The next individual set to testify is Mrs. Zoe Tess, followed by Miss Kathy Wilson.
All right, Zoe Test, if you could please raise your hand. If you're here by phone, please also raise your hand, regardless of the way you've signed in. Zoe Test. Let's unmute. Oh, Mr. Holroyd, came in earlier. Mr. Holroyd, you missed your turn. We have placed you at the end of the list for folks who have missed their turn. So you will be called after everyone who is
At least they're letting
pre-registered.
people have another turn too. Like they're letting them come in at the end.
Zoe Tess.
It's like an
Looking for Zoe
organized
Test.
thing.
I don't
It
see
seems
Miss
like they do
Test,
this a
Mrs.
lot
Test.
though, because they're pretty smooth. It's nice and smooth, nice
I
and
also do not
smooth.
see Miss Tess.
All right, Kathy Wilson. Kathy Wilson,
Kelly.
you're next up. Could you please raise your hand? Kathy Wilson, if you're here by phone or if you've just signed in regularly by Teams and we can see your name, please raise your hand. It's a reminder for everyone who either misses their turn or is unable to wait.
Goodness
We would be
gracious,
happy to
it's that
receive
time of
your
the
written
year where my
testimony
skin
through the
just gets
e-regulations
dry because the
portal.
weather's changing. I keep just scratching myself.
I do not see Miss Kathy Wilson.
All right.
The
Next up,
in line will be Miss Zoe Bennett, followed by Miss Laureen Downham.
okay, another Zoe. Zoe Bennett. Zoe Bennett, if you could
Oh,
please
two
raise your
Zoes.
hand for us. Even if you've signed in by phone, please use the raised hand function. Zoe Bennett. I don't see Zoe Bennett.
Kitty.
I also do not see Miss Bennett.
Laureen Downham. Laureen Downham? Could you please raise your hand for us? Laureen Downham. If you joined us by phone, please know that when we call your name, we can only see your phone number, so please also use the raised hand function. All right, I don't see Laureen Downham.
There is a raised hand.
Oh. Dana, let's unmute Dana.
Yes, hi. I was just wondering if it's possible to inform attendees how to raise their hand if they are calling in by phone.
Yep.
Just because some people may not be aware of that.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Mr. Thaxton.
There should be a feature, just as you're.
Yeah, it's like the three dots.
Just like a regular phone call. There is a feature next to the speaker button where you would usually put the phone on speaker to raise your hand. From my knowledge, I am on the laptop.
I don't know. Mine's on the.
Thank you.
It's like
I'm also
three
on a
dots that
laptop.
comes up. Dude, I gotta get some lotion. I'm over here. Just
You may have to
scratching
dial
my hand
5.
Till it's like dry skin weather.
Okay. Thank you. So either dialing a 5 or using the raised hand that's next to the speaker on your telephone. Oh, we have somebody, 860.
Their mic is on.
Okay, could you please identify yourself? 860, you're muted on your own side. 860, is it the 681-9963? Are you Laureen Downham? Laureen Downham? Oh, has left the building. Okay. Are we on to the next? Elise O'Leary.
Yes, Miss Elise O'Leary, registered nurse, is next, followed by Mr. Mark Purdue.
Elise O'Leary, please. You could use the raised hand function. Elise O'Leary, are you here? Dana again. Hold on. Yes, Dana. Oh, you're muted on your end.
It is *5 to
*5.
mute as well as unmute.
Thank you. So *5 to mute as well as unmute if you're on the phone. If you're muted
Like
yourself.
860. It looks like 860-681 just returned.
Okay. Why don't we unmute that number, please, Mr. Paxson?
They are unmuted.
Hello, we have you on the line.
Oh yeah, you know what? I
You've
had
been
some of that
unmuted.
and I ran out. I usually keep it in my purse.
Oh, it looks like they're leaving.
Man, I need to go get some of that bad.
Okay. I don't see Elise Leary.
It totally does.
Next is Mr. Mark Purdue,
Oh,
followed by Mr.
gosh.
Andrew Clark.
Jennifer, were you on from the
Mark
beginning?
Purdue.
Do what?
Very good.
Were you on since the beginning?
Yeah.
Did they ever call
All right,
John
Mr.
Shinholzer's
Purdue, your
name?
mic is on and camera is on. And I will start your 3 minutes after you conclude introducing yourself.
Thank you very much. Mr. Purdue, if you could please say your name, spell your name for the record. If you're with an organization, please provide that organization and contact email, please.
I was just about to drop off, so I'm glad you guys called my name. It's Mark, M-A-R-C. Last name is Purdue, and it's just like the chicken company. So
He looks like
P as in Paul,
military.
E as in Edward, R, D as in David, U, E as in Edward. I'm not with an organization, I'm an individual. My email is my first initial, so M for Mark, and then my last name, Purdue, P-E-R, D as in David, U, E as in Edward, and then the numbers 98550 @gmail.com.
Thank you very much, Mr. Purdue. Please go ahead.
Okay. So again, my name is Mark. I've been taking whole leaf kratom now for almost 10 years. Just actually hit 9 years of clean time. I've had a long, treacherous battle with health issues. I've had multiple recurring bone tumors in the medial side of my tibia. I probably had 11 surgeries. Got started on narcotic pain medication when I was 14 years old as a freshman in high school from doctors. And that spiraled into multiple years of pain pill abuse, extreme tolerance building. And eventually, I got to the point where I was having to do heroin on the street. Destroyed my life. My mom lost her son. I feel for these parents in here that, have had, the loss of their child. I get it, but I just
get
feel
it
that
too.
prohibition is archaic, and this plant absolutely saved my life. I'm the healthiest and happiest I've ever been in my life. I lost 90 pounds in a healthy way. I've kept that weight off. I go to the doctor regularly. My mom has her son back. I own a business. I pay my taxes. I get my blood work done regularly. I don't have, from taking whole leaf natural kratom, I don't get the tolerance building effect where I need more and more, and I'm constantly
Same.
thinking about it.
Yep.
I do believe that there needs to be regulation. I don't think it should be, in gas stations sold as a cure-all for everybody. But alcohol kills more people every year than any other substance. And if we think that just banning this plant is going to stop the
Alcohol's
cartel
regulated.
fentanyl
Regulate
epidemic,
kratom.
like, come on, guys, we are sorely mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to cause more death and suffering. I feel that we need to have empathy for people that use this plant responsibly. It should only be available for adults 21 plus. But this is like life or death for me. I mean, this plant has absolutely given me my life back. And I just am absolutely fearful that banning it is just going to cause more suffering. So
Yeah.
I would really appreciate if you guys would maybe work with the organizations like the AKA, or if not them, focus on some type of regulation, follow the
This guy's great.
Secretary
Great
Kennedy's
testimony.
recommendation to make
I don't even know who he is.
I don't
708,
30 seconds,
which is
Mr. Purdue.
a synthetic that's extremely strong. I get it, but there's bad actors in the kratom community. They probably should be gone after, but let's not ban this plant for people that use it safely. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your testimony today, Mr. Purdue.
Heck yeah, Purdue.
Purdue.
All
All
right.
right.
Trying to think of something like
The
good
next
do,
individual to
but that-
testify is going to be Mr. Andrew Clark, representing the Vapor Edge. Next in line will be Mr. Toby Garner.
Okay, Andrew Clark. Andrew Clark.
Yeah.
Andrew Clark, if you could please Raise your hand.
And think about how many other people will get their lives back that haven't even found kratom yet.
Yes, I know. It's why we do what we
And
do.
as a reminder,
We know
Yeah.
what's on the horizon.
if you're joining us by phone, the raised hand function
Like there's
is
so
used.
many people
You
out
press
there
the
that are
star
just
5 on your
living,
phone's keypad.
just surviving.
Yeah. They're just existing.
Yep. Only good thing to come out of
I don't see
Purdue.
Andrew Clark.
Right?
I also do not see Mr. Clock.
Okay.
The next individual is Toby Garner, followed
Toby.
by
Toby
Yal
like ice.
Ozwoski.
I don't know what that. Toby like ice.
Toby Garner.
I can't remember what that was on, but
Toby
we've been
Garner, if you could please use
saying
the raised
that
hand
for a while
function.
around here.
Toby Garner.
Yeah, there's so many people
I do not see Toby Garner.
that could benefit.
Mm-hmm.
I do not
That just
see
haven't
Toby
heard.
Garner as
Like,
well.
dude, I had no idea what kratom was 6
Me
years
either.
ago.
All
You
right.
know,
Didn't even know it existed
Yale
on this planet.
Sosky.
never even heard the word. And I
Mr.
sure did
Yale
not think a leaf was going to
Wasowski.
help. Like, I was like, oh, there's no
Would you
way. I've
please
been
use the
taking all
raised
these
hand function?
pharmaceuticals. There's no way
If you're
like
joining us
a
by
leaf
phone, it's the star
roundup is going
5.
to help me. Like, it's amazing. To take it away like that is insane.
I don't see Mr. Wasowski.
I do not either. The next individual set to testify is going to be Aaron Berthold, founder of Planted in Science Consulting, LLC.
Aaron Berthold.
Oh, that's that scientist.
I thought so. The
Ms.
one with, like,
Berthold,
the
could you
green
please
hair
raise
or
your hand?
something?
If you're on by phone, it's the star
Cute
5
girl.
function.
I
Aaron
mean, I guess
Berthold.
I shouldn't call her a cute woman. She's a beautiful woman. How's that?
A fellow colored hair chick.
Yeah.
As a reminder, for those who have missed their turn, they will be placed at the end of the people who have pre-registered. We'll call names at that time, following the raised hand function. You're also
See, I'm
invited
still
to submit
sending the link out to
written
people.
testimony.
I don't know if they can get in or not.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll be able to talk. Maybe they'll let people talk that, didn't sign up after everybody's
Because I sent
done.
it to Jordan and he said the link was invalid, so I emailed it to him,
Do you see
hoping
that
that will
Jared?
work. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Jared B., could you raise your hand if you're related to Aaron Berthold? If you're not, no need to raise your hand.
Chicken opioids. Chicken flavored opioids.
The next individual set to testify will be Wasim Mudazar. Mudazar?
All right. Wasim Mudasar. Wasim, if you could please raise your hand. If you're on by phone, it's the star 5 function. However you've signed in, please use the raised hand function, Wasim Mudasar. I do not see Mr. Mudasar.
I also do not see Mr. Mudazar.
All right.
Right. The next in our list is going to be Miss Stacy Riley, followed by Mr. Christopher Deeney.
Hey.
Hey.
Stacy Riley. You could please, there we go. Hold on just one moment.
Christopher.
You and turn on their camera. You will have to unmute yourself, Miss Riley, and I will start your 3 minutes after you conclude introducing yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Riley, for joining us. If you could please say your name, spell your name for the record. If you're with an organization, please provide the organization, and please provide a contact email.
What you doing, bud?
Okay, my name is Stacy Riley. Stacey
Oh, I know who this is.
Relly. My email is stacybriley@gmail.com.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Okay. this is my son, or should I say this was my son. My son started taking kratom in 2019 for energy and to help himself medically, unbeknownst to us. By the time we found out he was taking kratom, he was highly addicted to it. He had 2 seizures. He struggled to detox from kratom. He was tapering down. On the morning of February 5th, 2021, I went into his room to feed one of our cats. I found him on his bed, deceased. It was the worst day of my life, and I will never be the same again, nor will anyone in our family. It behooves me that there's so many people saying that kratom saved their life. Kratom does not save life. Kratom is an addiction, just like an opioid addiction.
No.
Kratom attaches to the opioid receptors in the brain, and it's dubbed gas station heroin for a
Oh
reason.
my goodness.
Kratom needs to be banned.
No, it doesn't.
We do not need to lose any more young people or even older people from this substance. It doesn't save lives. Kratom kills.
No.
Thank you.
Banning it ain't gonna bring your son
Thank you
back,
for your
sweetie.
testimony today, Mrs. Riley.
The next individual set to testify is Mr. Christopher Deeney.
Yeah.
Okay, Christopher Deeney. There we go.
Yeah. There you go.
I will unmute and allow your camera, and I will start your 3 minutes after you conclude
Yeah. A
introducing
lot of these
yourself.
things we have
Thank you,
no
Mr.
idea.
Deeney. If you could please say your name and spell your name for the record. If you're with an organization, please provide that. And please provide a contact email.
Sure. My name is Christopher Deeney. Best email is chrisjdeeney@gmail.com. Not affiliated with any organization. I've been a kratom consumer for 10 years. My story is a little probably similar to a lot of other people. I'm 50 now. I was hit by a car when I was 8 years old. I was prescribed opiates for 15 years. I did take them as prescribed. I really didn't have a problem with the opiates. I had a problem with alcohol.
I know, Jen.
Well, I know there's a lot of people out there try to drink some alcohol to help with their pain or something like that, or to relax. And I kind of got overboard with that. And it caused me a lot of problems in my life.
Yeah.
And in 2015, I just happened to stumble across kratom tea, kratom powder. And I was like, okay, what is this stuff? You know, it's a little powder tea. So let me make a cup of it. So I made a cup of it. And in 20 minutes, my body was calmer. My pain level went from about an 8 to a 3. And I had a sense of calm that was really something I haven't experienced in a long time. I started researching this plant. I started talking to indigenous communities that use this plant in Indonesia. And I was told this has been used for hundreds of years. I spoke to people who have been using this plant for 50 years. And they chew the leaves, they pick the leaves off the tree or brew teas into them. And they don't have any problems out there. They don't have any problems chewing this leaf, brewing it into tea.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something we have to look at. But traditionally, kratom leaf has been used safely and has not caused any deaths in Indonesia. So that's the question. I mean, I hear the people on here who lost their children from kratom, and, you know, that hits home for me. You know, I lost my son in 2023. I didn't lose him to kratom. I lost him to fentanyl. And the reason I lost him is because he just would try everything on the street. And you know it, nowadays, everything's laced with fentanyl. So what's going to happen? You know, you ban kratom, and then they're going to be back on the street with something else. You know, kratom leaf itself is so safe. It's really benign compared to everything else in the world. So if we have a leaf that's regulated and tested and available to people that we know it's within reason safe, we can look at that and say, hey, this product is something we can rely on. This is something we can look at. And we don't have to ban something and ruin somebody's chance to have a better life. But that's about it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deeney. We appreciate you being here today.
Heck yeah, Chris.
Right. The next on our list is Miss Doreen Pinkerton, representing Mountainside Treatment Center.
Yeah.
Right.
Mountainside.
Ms. Pinkerton, your camera and mic are on. You will have to unmute yourself, and I will start your 3 minutes after you conclude introducing yourself.
Thank you, Ms. Pinkerton. If you could please say your name and spell your name for the record. If you're with an organization, please provide your organization, and also please provide a contact email.
Sure, absolutely. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, awesome. My name is Doreen Pinkerton. It's Doreen Pinkerton, and I work for Mountainside Treatment Center here in Connecticut. My email address is dorypinkerton@pinkertonediting.co. I'll spell that out for you. It's DORIPinkerton@pinkertonediting.co.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Okay. My name is Dory Pinkerton. I'm an SEO analyst at Mountainside Treatment Center. I'm also the main researcher for the new website, kratomanonymous.com, and I'm also active in a lot of harm reduction circles. However, I am a kratom survivor, and I'm proud to report that I've been kratom-free for 8 years
I know.
now.
I was thinking the same.
To be completely transparent, I'm
thing.
2.5 years alcohol-free, and that's when my recovery really began. But we're here to talk about kratom. I'm also the project manager and main researcher for Mountainside's blog, which puts me directly in contact with all the newest medical research with all the drugs on this list, but including kratom. Instead of preparing a list of facts like other people have done, because there are experts in the field on this call, I'm here to share my personal story. My desire is to see all kratom products put on a Schedule 1.
Are you fucking kidding
substance
me?
Because kratom ruins lives. This also includes leaf kratom along with its synthetic forms. There is no clear evidence that any form of kratom has viable medical use. Its
Yes, it
propensity
is.
to cause devastating addiction cannot be
I
understated.
hate it when they say that.
Kratom is
It's like,
called
okay,
gas
so
station
our
heroin
lives
for a
are
reason.
just
It is
shit.
incredibly easy to obtain, especially for our
We
children and
mean
youth,
nothing.
from just about any corner store here in Connecticut. Often marketed in a stylish little bottle called Feel Free. All kratom, including leaf, acts on the brain's opioid receptors in the simplest terms possible. It's a
Yeah,
street legal
true.
opioid.
That's facts right
For
there.
myself, in 2007, my doctor prescribed me
Facts.
oxycodone, a very low dose for a neurological condition. I started to worry about being on opiates because I was sober from alcohol at the time. I researched kratom, and I was looking for an alternative for my medication. I decided enough people gave it the seal of approval, and I gave it a try. Immediately, it improved my life. I was less
Yep.
anxious. I could do things. I could talk to people.
Of
My social
course.
anxiety was gone. I had more energy. However, I was immediately addicted. Not only was I addicted to kratom, but I doubled down on the oxycodone. And I want you to know this is leaf kratom. I was taking it back before the metabolite became popular. Within a year, I kept needing more and more. I couldn't go without it. My credit cards maxed out, my bank account was empty, and I
Bro.
was left with an extremely painful withdrawal I could not taper from.
I
All
know where
over
she
a
messed up
safe
at.
plant.
Yep.
All in all, it took me 6 months and the most painful taper and withdrawal of my life to finally get off of it.
I know.
I know people in my life right now with their families destroyed. They've lost children. They've lost their wives. They've lost their husbands. They've lost their jobs. They're close to being homeless. Some people have died.
You
All
said
over a
it.
plant that they
30
told us.
seconds, Miss Pinkerton.
Okay, thank you. All over a plant they told us that was safe. I'm here to tell you today that the kratom is not safe. The kratom industry is deeply corrupt. They're just there to make money. They don't care about you. Their
What about
pseudoscience
you?
is questionable at
Yeah.
best. It is not an alternative to opioid withdrawal. It is not meant for chronic pain. Do not believe the narrative that people will return to street drugs. There are many FDA-approved ways to do medication-assisted treatment.
Good luck on chronic pain
Kratom needs to be
patients getting
classified as a
those.
Schedule 1 drug so others can
I
avoid this
hate it
pain
when
and
people
loss,
say that.
especially our
You have
children.
reached the end of your time.
There's so
Please
many
wrap
people
up.
that can't get
Thank you so
pain
much for
medicine
letting me
right
talk.
now that are just
Thank you, Ms.
laying up in
Pinkerton. I
bed while
appreciate you
this
being
lady's
here.
over here saying that their lives don't matter. Pretty much.
The next individual set to testify is John Cleveland, followed by Mr. Ulmer Stade.
I wonder what she's
John
addicted
Cleveland.
to now.
Can you please raise your
Yeah.
hand? There we
She's
go.
always going to be a
Probably
victim to her
FDA.
addiction
One
cycle.
moment, Mr.
Yep.
Cleveland.
She's probably on
Mr.
FDA
Cleveland, your
approved
camera and
medication.
mic are on. You will have to unmute yourself, and your 3 minutes will start after you conclude introduction.
Okay, Mr. Cleveland, if you could please say and spell your name for the record. If you could please provide an organization if you're here with one, as well as a
There is a
contact
lot of
email.
anti-organizations.
Thanks. Yeah, it's John Cleveland, JOHN CLEVELAND, just like the city. I'm here with Holistic Alternative Recovery Trust.
Oh, I thought he looked familiar.
And I think I already provided my email in the form.
Oh,
but it's just
I
John,
think he's been
JOHN,
on one of them hearings
at
or
heart,
whatever.
HART, supporter.com.
Thank you. Go ahead.
So again, my name is John Cleveland, speaking today on behalf of Holistic Alternative Recovery Trust, or HART. We are a nonprofit advocacy organization dedicated to ensuring continued consumer access to kratom and its derivatives like 7-hydroxymetragedine or 7-OH. I'd like to thank the Connecticut Department of Consumer Protection for convening this hearing. We are tremendously concerned about proposals to schedule both kratom leaf and
Thank you for
7-OH,
throwing
as
it
we
on
feel
the
that the
bill at
scientific
the
basis
last
for doing
second.
so is fundamentally lacking.
I
While we
still
have
can't get
additional
over
concerns
that.
about the legislative process that got us to this point, if these products are to be scheduled, they should be scheduled at the lowest possible classification. And ideally, they'd be appropriately regulated within a carefully considered state framework and remain accessible to the many consumers who rely on them. As others have pointed out, 7-OH is in fact a naturally occurring component of the kratom plant. While
Not
present in
yours.
raw kratom in small amounts, it's also the primary metabolite produced in the body after ingesting kratom's main
Oh, his
compound,
Wi-Fi's
metragedine.
messing
It's
up.
not a designer drug, nor a novel lab-synthesized chemical being snuck into
Yes,
smoke
it
shops.
is.
It's what your liver, your body's most vital filter, converts kratom into after you ingest it. It's a
Yep.
pure product. More than 1 million
No
Americans
chemicals
have consumed
added.
7-OH. Over 1 billion servings have been sold. And yet the FDA's own data show only 40 adverse events stemming from 7-OH consumption, hundreds fewer than soap, with 0 confirmed deaths from 7-OH ingested in
say
isolation.
soap?
Preclinical studies indicate that 7-OH has a strong safety profile.
said
Leading
fewer than
researchers from
soap.
Johns Hopkins, Harvard, and UCLA stress that 7-OH should
I
not
think
be
he said
considered a
soap.
public health crisis, and that available data show no evidence of overdose deaths, respiratory depression, or widespread dependence. That's because the academic consensus is that 7-OH is a G protein-based partial mu-opioid agonist, meaning it only partially binds to opioid receptors. In claiming that 7-OH is more potent than morphine, critics conflate high potency with high binding affinity, when in fact 7-OH, like buprenorphine, has a
Okay,
low
just
intrinsic
like
efficacy at the mu receptor,
Okay.
significantly reducing its risk of
I
beta
like
arrestin recruitment,
it.
which is the primary cause of opioid deaths.
That's
7-OH has a
interesting.
greater safety margin for overdose compared with
Learn something
opioids.
new
There is no
every day,
oral
I
lethal
suppose.
dose found in mice, whereas opioids and even substances like Tylenol do have a lethal dose. In fact, the number of opioid overdoses went down
Really?
the first year that 7-OH was commercially available on the
Stolen
market as a
valor.
single alkaloid product.
Yeah.
This could in part be due to the fact that many opioid users employ 7-OH in order to effectively combat opioid use disorder and withdrawal symptoms.
30
Unlike
seconds,
bad
Mr.
actors,
Cleveland.
Die from
thank
a
you.
spike,
Unlike bad
too.
actors in the natural plant space, the 7-OH industry is asking for regulation, dosage limits, age restrictions per purchase, age gating in stores, good manufacturing practices, third-party testing, labeling requirements, truth in marketing. We want an evidence-driven path forward, focus on health, not fear, not profit. However, if kratom and 7-OH are to be scheduled, we ask that they be scheduled at the lowest possible classification to ensure some access as well as further study. Thank you.
You're paid
Thank
to
you
be
very
there,
much,
buddy.
Mr. Cleveland. All right. Ulmer
Fan
Stade,
sponges
Mr.
for the
Ulmer
children.
Stade. Could please raise your hand.
We're
If you're
here
joined by
because of
phone,
7-OH,
it's the star
most
5
likely.
function. Ulmer Stade.
Yeah.
Looking for Mr. Ulmer Stade. Ulmer
I do not
Stade.
see.
Yeah, me neither. Thank you. Who do we have up
Following
next?
Mr. Stade will
Oh,
be
dude,
Miss
I'm almost
Jennifer Mercier.
taking myself out. Oh,
Mercier.
hey.
Oh,
Miss Jennifer
Jen.
Mercier.
Bring it,
Jennifer
Jen.
Mercier.
Mercier?
Jennifer Mercier, are you here?
Yeah, she is. Let's go, Jen.
There we go.
Mercier, your mic is on, your camera is on, and your 3 minutes will start after you introduce yourself.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
can you hear me?
We can. Can you please say your name and spell your
Fantastic.
name? Yeah, could you please say your
Sure.
name and spell your name for the record? And
I love her.
if you're with an organization, provide your organization and please provide a contact email.
Yes, it's Jen Mercier, JENNMERCIER. My email is mahanyoga@yahoo.com, MAHAN yoga@yahoo.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm a small business owner. I'm a mother and a holistic health mentor. And I'm right next door to Connecticut, and I have family in Connecticut. I actually go there regularly to visit, and you would make my family criminals if you were to schedule this.
Yep.
I'm here today excited at the possibility of regulation in your state versus prohibition. After undergoing several emergency surgeries, I was left in debilitating pain, and I chose not to return to opioids, something that too many of us have seen destroy lives. Instead, I found Kratom, and it helped me manage pain, stay functional, and most importantly, is not inebriating. There are a lot of other plant medicines out there that are very inebriating, and I will not partake in them. But this isn't just about personal stories. I know you've heard a lot. This is about science, compassion, and common sense. World-renowned experts like Dr. Marilyn Hustis, Dr. Christopher McCurdy, Dr. Jack Henningfield, amongst countless others, which I will send further written testimony and video links for you all to watch. These are the respected researchers in toxicology, pharmacology, and addiction medicine. Their findings show across the board continuously that Kratom can offer relief from chronic pain, anxiety, and even help opioid withdrawal with lower risk profile than prescription drugs. I will also send my position paper about Kratom in relationship versus MAT therapy. The World Health Organization, in its comprehensive report, concluded that there's actually no evidence that Kratom causes widespread harm. In fact, on page 39 of that report, it clearly states that Kratom was not a causal factor in most associated deaths. Of course, regulation just makes sense. Quality control, education, appropriate labeling. That's the thing. We just need education. And I really think a dispensary is the way to go, just like cannabis. And, I don't like that it's in gas stations. I don't like that there's, mislabeling and bad actors in the vendor community. There has been a trend of these bans going through, but there's also been a trend of the KCPA. So over 17, I believe it's even more now, 17 states have passed the KCPA. There even has been an overturn of a ban in Rhode Island, which is going to go into effect, I believe, come the first of the year,
April.
where they will overturn a ban because
30
all the
seconds,
bans
Ms.
that.
Mercier.
Thank you. So in conclusion, just please listen to the science, not the fear. Let's regulate Kratom responsibly. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mercier. We appreciate your testimony today.
Go Jen!
The next individual set to testify is Mr. Anthony Margata Jr.
I'm in
followed
Colorado.
by Mr. Bobby Malatesta.
Bye.
Anthony Margata Jr. Mr. Margata, if you could please raise your hand for us. If you've joined by phone, it's the *5 function.
I'm in Memphis,
Anthony
Tennessee.
Margata Jr. I
Yeah.
don't see Mr. Margata.
Man, we still gotta
I
download
also
those
do not see
videos and
Mr.
upload.
Margata.
Okay. Bobby Malatesta.
Yeah, we're some Tennessee gals.
Bobby Malatesta, if you could please raise your
Misty's
hand.
in Colorado, but she was born in
If you've joined by phone, it's the *5 function.
Born and bred,
Bobby
cornbread fed.
Malatesta.
That's right. Yeah, Iowa City was crazy.
I do not see Mr. Malatesta.
I do not
But
either. Let's move to the
did
next
that.
person, please.
We did that. They
The next
tabled it.
individual set to testify is Mr. Robert Marriott.
That's one of
VP of
the most
Government and
respected
Regulatory Affairs at the American Herbal
hearings
Products
ever.
Association,
Iowa
followed
City
by
was
Mr.
amazing.
Brandon Lanier.
Okay,
they
Mr.
like-
Oh,
Marriott, we see
Brandon's
you.
on.
Give us one moment.
Oh,
Mr. Marriott, your camera and mic are on. You will have to unmute yourself, and
Oh, I
your
thought
3
they
minutes
were-
will start after you conclude your introduction.
Thank you, Mr. Marriott. If you could please say and spell your name for the record, provide your organization,
welcome
and
you
provide a
with open
contact
arms,
email.
West Coast girly.
Certainly. Can you hear me all right? Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. My name is Robert Marriott, ROBERT MARRIOTT.
Plays Freddie.
My email address is rmarriott, same spelling, at ahpa.org. As stated, I'm the VP, Government and Regulatory Affairs for the American Herbal Products Association, AHPA.
Thank you, Mr. Marriott. Go ahead.
We appreciate
Yeah.
the legislative mandate under which the
They
Department of
were
Consumer
some.
Protection is
You got
obligated
some
to schedule
amazing
mitragynine
council members in
speciosa,
Iowa
its
City,
parts
I'll
and
say that.
extracts.
They actually
However,
do
we
care
believe
about
that
their
Schedule 1 for the plant, its parts and extracts, is not warranted. We believe that it's crucial to distinguish, as has not always been the case in
He's
the
got books
literature and
behind.
in case reports, between 7-hydroxymitragynine and kratom writ large. 7-OH and similar synthesized kratom alkaloids present distinct safety and hazard profiles warranting distinct treatment under regulation. APA recognizes that FDA currently takes the position that kratom is not appropriate for use as a dietary supplement ingredient, but notes that the agency has, following a period of more aggressive enforcement action several years ago, distinguished heavily between the plant and synthesized alkaloid products, both in communication and in enforcement activity. Underlying data, case studies, reports, clinical incidents that served as the basis for action have routinely failed to properly distinguish between 7-hydroxy products and plant products. This is an ongoing challenge for folks in a variety of settings.
Yeah.
We believe that this is critical in any public response. APA maintains a number of resources on this guidance policy regarding this distinction, and we have a safety profile of kratom
Yeah,
itself.
he keeps doing his glasses like
Botanical
smart
safety
people
handbook
do.
will be providing that with written testimony. As we advocate
Hey,
against
Deborah.
Schedule 1 status for kratom and its products, two other actions we would advocate for, regardless of the specific scheduling decision. First, in any communication, monitoring, or enforcement activity following this decision, we ask that as much work as possible be done to maintain a clear distinction between 7-hydroxymitragynine and kratom products in any such activity, to avoid any further miscommunication regarding these distinctions and inform future action in this and in other jurisdictions. And I'd also note, we've been here before with botanical derivatives and synthetic byproduct products. There's likely to be additional emergence of other increasingly exotic synthetic products under this name in the marketplace.
Yeah.
We ask that regulators, to the degree possible, continue to do whatever is possible to specifically characterize the substances and not rely upon labeling
30 seconds, Mr.
verbal
Mayor.
testimony in creating these records. And I'll just add, I appreciate the fortitude of the staff who are managing this call. Thank you very much. That concludes my testimony.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Marriott. Appreciate your time and your testimony today.
Dude seems like he'd be a cool scientist. He's like a scientist. He's got to be a
All right.
scientist. He looks like
Person
one,
will
sounds like
be
one.
Mr. Brandon
He's a
Lanier,
scientist
followed
in my
by
eyes.
Miss Kimberly Lohr.
Hey, Brandon Lanier.
Come on, Brandon.
Brandon Lanier. You could please raise your hand. Brandon Lanier, if you're joining by phone, it's the *5 function. Brandon Lanier. I do not see Brandon Lanier.
I also do not see Mr. Brandon Lanier.
Oh, Brandon.
All right, Kimberly Lohr. Kimberly Lohr,
I
could you
sent him
please
a
raise your
link.
hand? If you're joining by phone, it's the *5 function. Kimberly Lohr. Just a note for folks, if we are going in the order of pre-registered people to testify, if you are not present for when you're called, you will be moved to the end of the list after everyone who's pre-registered has been called. We invite anyone who is unable to wait to submit written testimony via the e-regulation site. And with that, let's move on to our next person on the list.
Next individual set to testify will be Vedran Mehinovich.
Woo!
Vedran Mehinovich.
Ooh, she's busted it out,
Vedran
Julia.
Mehinovich.
Whoa.
Would you please use the raise hand
Oh.
function?
She knows how to pronounce some names.
Dr. Mehinovich. I do not see Dr.
Butcher
Mehinovich.
names.
I also do not see anyone for Dr. Mehinovich.
That's got to
Okay,
be on
let's
your
go on.
Facebook.
Dudes.
Next person set to testify is going to be
Dude.
Miss Danielle De Palma, followed by Venus Usher.
Danielle De Palma, could you please raise your hand? Danielle De Palma. If you're on by phone, please use the *5
Get out of
function.
here with that shit, dude.
Danielle De
Look
Palma.
at this shit, bro. Look at this.
Are you here, Ms. De
Hello,
Palma?
sir and ma'am.
I know.
Get the
Okay.
out of here with that, bro.
I'll move
Did
on.
you block
Venus
'em?
Usher. Venus Usher.
I
There we
just
go.
had to
Hold
put
on
it
just
up.
one moment,
Who was
please.
there.
Did you block them though?
Yeah, just did.
Venus Usher has her mic enabled, camera enabled, and your 3 minutes will
that's
start
how
after
I
your
am,
introduction.
Kelly. I
Okay,
would
if you
want
could
to know
please say
all
your
the
name and
facts.
spell your name for the record.
Like,
If
I would
you're
leave
with an
no
organization,
stone
please identify
unturned.
that and please
Yeah.
provide a contact
I would
email.
want full
Okay, my
everything.
name
Like,
is
I wouldn't
Venus,
I don't know.
Venus,
I would
Usher,
demand it.
USHER. I'm not with any organization.
They want their money.
And my email address is KRATOM,
Like a lot of the
butterfly,
times, like they'll just find it on the scene or
BUTTERFLY at
something.
gmail.com.
And
Thank you,
it's like,
Ms.
well,
Usher. Please go ahead.
that's automatically
Thank
what it
you.
is.
My name is Venus Usher, and I'm here to urge you to keep Kratom legal and regulated, not just for me, but for the countless others who rely on it. In 2000, my life was turned upside down by an FDA-approved medication that caused kidney stones and
I
relentless
just saw
pain.
Kratom. I
For
didn't even
17
read, I
years,
didn't
I
even read
fought to
that.
prove my pain was real. I was labeled a drug addict,
I
subjected
blocked
to
this dude already,
unnecessary
but yeah,
surgeries,
Kratom's
including a
on.
botched hysterectomy, and even placed in
I
rehab.
did not
No
even
one
realize
believed me,
that.
and no one would help me. Then 8.5 years ago, I discovered plain leaf Kratom tea, a simple tea that changed everything. I found a responsible vendor, and my first package came. I didn't expect much, but the relief was almost immediate, better than anything I had experienced in nearly 2 decades. With plain leaf Kratom tea, I was finally able to undergo a 3-hour surgery that proved my pain was real. Severe adhesions had caused my internal organs to fuse together. Even afterwards, it was plain leaf Kratom, not prescription medication, that helped me heal. Even in the hospital, I had them remove my IV. I drank my tea, and it worked better. I got out of bed and reclaimed my life. For the past 8.5 years, plain leaf Kratom and cannabis have been my only source of pain relief, and it's all I've needed. I don't crave it. I don't chase a high. I'm clear-minded, functional, and present in my daily life. I'm able to be a nana, a mother, a sister, a daughter, and a wife, a friend again. This is the truth about Kratom. It's just crushed leaf. It has a built-in safety mechanism. If you take too much, you don't die. You simply throw it back up. Unlike opiates, it does not depress the respiratory system. It has a sealing effect. No matter how much you take, you won't get high, and you won't get stronger pain relief beyond a certain point. Responsible use gives the best results. Plain leaf Kratom consumers are ordinary people. Parents, veterans, nurses, teachers, quietly living their lives. They aren't looking for trouble. They are making memories. Many aren't even aware that there are bans, and that's the danger of criminalizing it. Look at Shayna Brown, who now faces 10 years to life in prison, or Marshall Price, who got a 10-year sentence just for crossing into a state where it was banned. He was murdered in jail. This is what happens when a safe plant is made illegal. Please pay attention to who is pushing for the bans. It's not the people who use plain leaf Kratom responsibly. It's often those who profit from it being illegal. Pain management clinics, addiction centers, recovery centers, pharmaceutical interests, the very systems that failed patients like me. I urge you to look at the facts and the science.
30 seconds, Ms. Usher.
Thank you. Help us keep plain leaf Kratom legal and regulated. Help us protect people who need relief, not punish them. That save lives, not ruin them. Thank you for your time and listening to my story. And I just have to add that my doctor, my therapist, they're all thrilled with the progress I've made. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak.
Thank you for your testimony today, Ms. Usher.
If you're watching this, Venus, thank you
Who
for
do we
bringing
have
up
up
Shayna
next?
and Marshall.
The next individual set to testify is Jake W. No last name, Jake W., followed by Austin Seymour.
Jake W. Jake W., if you are here, could you please raise your hand? If you've joined us by phone, it's the *5 function. Jake W.
Oh, Jake W. I thought he said JW.
Jake W.? I do not see a Jake.
No comment.
I do not either.
All right. Austin Seymour. Mr. Seymour, could you please raise your hand?
Feed me,
Mr. Seymour. Austin Seymour, if you've joined by phone, please use the *5 function to raise your hand.
I think they go to lunch in 30 minutes. I think it's 12:30 to 1. I forget about the
Let's
time.
go to our next registered participant.
The next individual set to testify is Mr. Mark Flanagan, followed by Dennis Karachopin.
Mark Flanagan. Mr. Mark Flanagan, can you please raise your hand for us? Mark Flanagan, if you've joined by phone, it's a *5 function. Don't see Mr. Mark Flanagan.
I also do not see Mr. Flanagan.
Okay. Dennis Karachopin. Dennis Karachopin. Dennis Karachopin, if you could please raise your hand for us. If you've joined by hand, it's the *5. Excuse me, if you've joined by phone, it's the *5 function to raise your hand. Dennis Karachopin. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, when they come back from lunch, they'll
The next
continue it.
individuals set to testify are Mr. Stephen Osika and Mr. Thomas Barker.
Stephen Osika.
Oh, she's
Stephen
so good with
Osika, could you
names,
please raise
dude.
your hand? Stephen Osika. I do not see Mr. Osika.
I also do not see Mr. Osika.
Thomas Barker. Thomas Barker, please raise your hand. If you've joined by phone, it's the *5 function. Thomas Barker. All right.
I'm so
Let's
tired
go
from
with the
last
next
night.
person.
I know. I'm over here like,
The next individuals set to testify are Kurt Bramble,
hey!
former Utah State Senator, and Mac Haddow,
Yay!
Senior Fellow in Public Policy.
What a
for the
way to
American
end it
Freedom
for lunch.
Association.
Kurt Bramble. Kurt Bramble, if you could please raise your hand for us.
I
Mr.
love
Bramble, if
dogs.
you've joined us by phone, it's the *5 function. There we go. Hold on just a moment, Mr. Bramble.
Bringing in the Rottweilers.
Right, Mr. Bramble, your
Yeah.
mic and camera are enabled. You will have to unmute yourself, and your 3 minutes will start after you conclude introducing
It's
yourself.
like after I testify, I'm like,
Thank you very much. Mr. Bramble, if you could please say and spell your name for the record. If you're with an organization, please provide that as well as a contact email, sir.
Thank you. My name is Kurt Bramble. Email is Kurt, C-U-R-T, @cbramble.com. Thank you for holding this hearing. I have submitted formal written comments. But I want to take a moment. I had the privilege of sponsoring the nation's first Kratom Consumer Protection Act in 2019 in the Utah Senate. After 24 years, I resigned or terminated my service the end of December 2024. The challenge you have, Connecticut's own law, Title 21A, Chapter 420B, Section 21A 243, defines a controlled substance as one that has a stimulant, depressant, or hallucinogenic effect upon the higher functions of the central nervous system and a tendency to promote abuse or dependence. 7OH fits not just your criteria, but the 8-factor analysis used by the DEA to determine whether a substance is an opioid. Whole plant kratom, pure kratom products don't meet that criteria under your own scheduling criteria, under the statute that defines what is required to schedule. We heard testimony earlier that kratom acts on the MU receptors. That's true. It's a partial agonist. It has weak binding affinity, but so does cheese, so does chocolate, so do several other compounds affect our opioid receptors. That
Yeah,
doesn't
buddy.
necessarily mean that we're going to schedule anything that touches the opioid receptors. As a former legislator, I can tell you that the mandate you received from the legislature expects your department to make the evaluation on whether kratom meets the criteria to be scheduled. The scientific evidence, I guess if I were to put it simply, follow the science. Look at the science that the National Institute of Drug Abuse has compiled over the last 6 years since the first Kratom Consumer Protection Act was passed. Look at the current science. You heard reference to Dr. Marilyn Hustis, Nora Volkow, Jack Henningfield, and other researchers, Dr. Chris McCurdy. They have done a deep dive into kratom and have concluded that kratom has positive benefits and should not be scheduled. When the kratom leaf, when properly manufactured and labeled, it has a long history of safe use. You've heard that testimony. But let me emphasize, follow your own law. You have the authority
3
to
seconds,
schedule.
Mr. Bramble.
Thank you. You have the ability to schedule products that fit the criteria for scheduling. Whole plant kratom does not. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank
buddy.
you for your testimony today, Mr. Bramble. All right.
Now
The
bring
next
on the Mac.
individual is Mac
Mac
Haddow,
attack.
Senior Fellow on Public Policy for the American Kratom Association.
Big Mac attack.
Mac Haddow, are you here? Mac Haddow, could you please raise your hand? You've joined by phone. It's a star
He's
5
got his
function.
cape on. He's coming in.
Mac Haddow.
And then they're probably going to break for
I
lunch.
do not see Mac Haddow.
Come on, Mac. Where you at, buddy?
I also do not see Mr. Haddow.
Okay.
Mac, he'll be
What?
back.
Next up is, I'm
Mac
sorry,
Daddy.
Nola Mayorino. Nola Mayorino, could you please raise your hand?
So we'll have to wait till after lunch, I guess. to go
Nola
back.
Mayorino. Nola Mayorino, are you here?
I just
I
let him know
don't
they
see
called his
Nola
name.
Mayorino.
I also do not. The next individual set to testify is Mr. Brandon Jezerkowski.
Brandon Jezerkowski.
Yeah.
Mr.
My name used
Jezerkowski,
to
could
be
you please raise your
Weatherford, and
hand
people
for
used
us?
to have, like, before I got married.
If joining
people
by
have, like,
phone, it's the
work-
star 5
Like, how
function.
hard is that?
Mr. Jezerkowski.
I can't imagine having that last name. Jazerkowski. Get out, man.
It reminds me of Mike
Okay,
Wachowski.
not seeing Mr.
Yeah.
Jezerkowski. Let's move on.
The next individual set to testify are Miss Catherine Elliman and Mr. Walker Gallman.
Catherine Elliman.
Sounds like an actor.
Ms. Elliman, Catherine Elliman, are you here? You could please raise your hand. If you're joining by
I
phone,
know,
it's
I'm
star
sorry.
5, Catherine
Look, you're making
Elliman.
me yawn.
I got 5 hours of sleep.
Oh,
Right, I
man.
don't see Catherine Elliman. Walker Gallman. Walker Gallman, Mr. Gallman. Would you please raise your hand?
Mr. Gallman.
Mr.
over
Gallman,
and
if you're
out.
here, the star 5 function on your phone, or the raised hand function on the top of your screen. Walker Gallman. Okay, who's next?
The next individual set to testify are Mr. John McDermott and Miss Lisa Panico.
Okay, John McDermott. Could you please raise your hand? Mr. McDermott, are you here?
This only hearing today, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
John
God,
McDermott,
dude.
are you present?
I'm so tired right now.
If you're here by phone, remember we only see your phone number. We don't know your name, so please use the star 5 function to identify yourself on the phone.
We still got to edit and clip up the other videos.
All right, I'll move along to Lisa Panico. Lisa Panico, are you here?
Sounds like that.
Lisa Panico, can you
Plinko,
please
that
use
game
the
on
raised
Price
hand
is Right.
function?
Plinko or whatever it is.
Ms. Panico, if you're on by phone, it's the star 5. Okay, last call for Lisa Panico. Could you please identify the next speakers?
Yes, the next speakers will be Mike D. No last name, just a Mr. Mike D. And then also Mr. Daniel Servone.
Okay, Mike D.
My name's
Mike
Mike.
D, you've only identified yourself as Mike D. Could you please raise your hand for us? If you've joined by phone, it's the star 5 function. Mike D. All right, as a reminder for everyone, if you've pre-registered and you missed your turn, you were put to the bottom of the list. When we're finished with everyone who's registered, we will call you. If you're unable to wait, we will be happy to have your written testimony that you can submit through the e-regulations portal. Okay, not seeing Mike D. Daniel Servone. Mr. Servone, Daniel Servone, are you present? There we go. Hold on just a moment.
All right, Mr. Servone, your camera and mic are on. You will have to unmute yourself, and your 3 minutes will start after you conclude your introduction.
Okay, sir, if you could please say your name and spell your name for the record. If you're with an organization, please provide that information, and please provide a contact email.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Daniel Servone. That is Daniel. Last name Cervone. And a contact email would be dservone, first initial, followed by my last name, followed by the numerical value 9 and 2 @gmail.com.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Alrighty, good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Daniel Servone, and I'm not affiliated with any organization, although I do work very closely with a harm reduction, people that are in early recovery facility. And I myself am a person who has struggled with addiction, specifically with alcohol. About 3 years and 4 months ago, I was introduced to Kratom. And at this point in time, I have a herniated C4 and a herniated C5. And because of that, I have tried gabapentin, I have tried physical therapy, I have tried the steroid injections, I have tried even oxycodone, low-dose Percocets. And as someone who has an addictive personality, I really didn't want to go the traditional prescription opiate routes. Sadly, I have too many people in my network that I've seen, die or ruin their lives over those types of substances. And it is actually only because of Kratom that I have a quality of life now that is worth living. I have a 3-year-old daughter that, it pains me to say this, but I don't know if I would have the mental willpower to be here to help raise her if it was not for this plant giving me a quality of life that makes it so I can be present. Statistically speaking, I think these are just estimates because I'm in my car and I don't have my notes, but I think there's like 480,000 deaths annually just from tobacco and about 140,000 deaths from alcohol, again, annually here in the United States. And, my heart does go out to the people who have shared their testimonies this morning and afternoon about their lost ones. My heart really aches for that. But I do believe on the same token that if Kratom is banned, like completely outright or made Schedule 1 and criminalized, you do effectively push people that have come to rely on it to look for that relief elsewhere, which usually turns
30 seconds,
to
Mr. Servone.
Yep, thank you. Heroin, which you can no longer get, or fentanyl, which, what do they say? A grain of salt, the equivalent, can kill an adult. So I do think effectively banning Kratom will inadvertently cause more overdoses. And, again, I want to say, sadly, that we do have to hold ourselves accountable. You can always place the blame
You have
on a
reached
substance.
the end of your
At the
time.
end of the day.
Please wrap up.
So all I wanted to say is my personal experience with Kratom. It has saved my life. Please, if you do, I know you have to schedule it. So effectively, if you can make it a class 5, that would be great. That is all I ask for. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Mr. Servone. We appreciate your time today.
Nice, Dan.
Okay, I'm
I
going to
don't know
note that
you,
it
but
is
hey.
12:22. We are taking a break at 12:30 till 1 o'clock. So could you please provide the next people who are up, Mr. Thaxton?
30-minute lunches should be
The
illegal.
next individuals
Yeah,
set
I
to speak
know.
and testify are
That's
Mr.
like no
Dan
time.
Gibbs, and Miss Lisa Frankenfeld.
Okay, Dan Gibbs. Dan Gibbs, if you could please raise your hand. If you're joining us by phone, it's the *5 function.
I know
Dan
who these
Gibbs,
folks
looking
are.
for Mr. Dan
Yeah.
Gibbs.
I guess he's not here.
Dan Gibbs, are you present? Okay, I don't see Mr. Dan Gibbs. Okay, Lisa Frankenfeld. Lisa Frankenfeld, can you please raise your hand?
The master
Ms.
reporter.
Frankenfeld, if you're joining by phone,
Yeah.
it's the *5
Master
function. Lisa Frankenfeld.
Yep.
I am looking for Lisa Frankenfeld.
Sad nonprofit group does that.
I also do not see Miss Frankenfeld.
Okay, let's go on.
The next individuals set to speak are Reverend Ernstine Holloway and Miss Holly Treville.
All right, Reverend Ernestine Holloway. Ernestine Holloway, Reverend Holloway, could you please raise your hand? Reverend Holloway, if you're joining by phone, it's the *5 function. Ernestine Holloway. One more time for Reverend Ernestine Holloway. All right then. Holly Truville. Holly Truville, if you could please raise your hand for us. There we go. Hold on just one moment, please.
Ms. Truville, I have enabled your camera mic. You will have to unmute yourself, and your 3 minutes will start after you introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. Ms. Truville, if you could please say your name, spell your name for the record. If you're with an organization, please provide that, as well as please provide a contact email.
Yep, my name is Holly Truville, HOLLY TROUVILLE. I am representing myself, but I am a member of KDA, Kratom Danger Awareness Group, and I will just get the results from them.
Okay, go ahead.
Good afternoon. My name is Holly Truville, and in February of 2024, I lost my beautiful 25-year-old son, Tyrell, who was so full of life and joy, and who was also my only child. My child should not have died from something marketed as sugar-free, caffeine-free, and alcohol-free. Just because something says natural should not be equated with safety. His sole cause of death was metragenine toxicity and ruled an accident. My son Tyrell was in the prime of his life. He had a great job, surrounded himself with amazing family and friends, and loved life. He had an infectious smile that lit up every room. He was also a member of the Army Reserve. Tyrell was my best friend and the most loved and important person to me in this world. So many people are unaware that Kratom poses health risks and can also become addictive. Kratom is a product that affects every walk of life, and it does not discriminate against age, gender, or race. It is marketed and sold as an energy and supplement booster, pain reliever, and mood booster in many convenience stores and vape shops. The two main chemical components in Kratom are metragenine and 7-hydroxymetragenine. Advocates will say if there is less than 2% 7-OH, then it is safe. However, when drinking metragenine, it breaks down into the liver, the enzyme CYP3A4, and some of that is converted into 7-OH. The more metragenine you consume, the more it turns into 7-OH. Its formation in the liver is crucial for producing the plant's opioid-like effects. Therefore, the ability to get addicted solely from metragenine is a reality. No matter what pro-advocates or lobbyists say, here are some facts that cannot be disputed. Unless plucked from the tree itself, you cannot guarantee that Kratom has not been altered in any way on its journey here. You cannot have the Kratom leaf without 7-OH. Synthetic 7-OH did not hit the market until 2023. So why did the DEA, as far back as 2016, want to list Kratom as a controlled substance? And how do you explain all of the Kratom deaths or people addicted prior to 2023? The FDA still blocks the import of all Kratom. On August 5th, 2025, the Pennsylvania Department of Health issued a health advisory sent to all hospitals and health jurisdictions of an increased amount of calls related to Kratom, metragenine, and 7-OH to poison control, stating that these products lack clinical safety data and put consumers at risk of significant harm, including toxicity and developing dependence. In September of 2025, the Blackfoot Tribal Council, one of the largest indigenous tribes in
30
Montana,
seconds, Miss Truville.
banned kratom on their reservation due to concerns about the substance's addictive properties. For people who have prided themselves on natural remedies for hundreds of years, this should be very concerning to you. Lastly, and most importantly, there are so many pro-advocates who are saying kratom has saved their lives, but to date, I have yet to see written proof from one medical doctor that says kratom has saved a life. Yet I have written proof right here, my son's death certificate from a doctor that says kratom took his life. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your testimony,
doctor
Ms.
approves.
Truville. So if we are able to find our next participant quickly, we will take one more person before our lunch break. Laura Riley, we're looking for Laura Riley, please. If you could please raise your hand, Laura Riley. There we go.
Miss Riley is unmuted. Her camera is enabled, and your time will start after you introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Ms. Riley. Could you please say your name and spell your name for the record, provide an organization if you're with one, and provide a contact email?
I bet they're going out for
Hi,
a drink
yes,
tonight.
my name is Laura Riley, LauraReilly. My contact email is LREILLY687@gmail.com. I'm not with any organization. On behalf of myself, between 2001 and 2016, I was diagnosed with reverse vertebrae slips and arthritis in my C3 to C7 discs, vertebrae, bulging discs, degenerative disc disease in my L4, L5S1, Takayasu arteritis, fibromyalgia, and hypertension. In 2019, I was taken off what I think is life-saving pain medication with no cause. I was eventually sent to a clinic where they wanted to put me on Suboxone.
Many of them do.
Which they'd have to label me as
to excess
drug seeking, which I was not. I was pain relief seeking. In 2019, I started searching for an alternative after laying in bed for practically a year.
2019 crew.
Found through friends kratom, which on the very first day, I was able to get out of bed, walk my dog, make dinner, clean my house, something I hadn't been able to do so easy and so long. If they take away kratom, it's going to take my life away. It'll take my quality of life away. And if I don't have that, I really don't have anything. So please, if you're going to schedule it, please do a Schedule 5.
I didn't even know there
that's
was
all.
such thing as a Schedule
Thank you so
5.
much for your time and your testimony today, Ms. Riley.
It's
Mr.
not
Faxon,
schedulable.
let's
Good
identify
job,
the
Miss
next
Riley.
two people who will begin after our lunch break, and then we'll go into our lunch break until 1 o'clock.
Of course. The next two individuals set to testify will be Miss Jessica Gavitt and Mr. Muhammad Rahman.
Okay, very good. So now we will take a lunch break until
Is
1
that a
o'clock,
real name?
and we will resume
know.
testimony at that time. Thank you all for your
It didn't
patience
sound like
with
a
us
real
today.
name,
We
Muhammad
appreciate you
Rahman.
joining
Get
us.
out of here.
Okay,
I'm sorry
so
if that's your name, but it sounds like a fake name.
so do you
So are
want to
they
just? They're just going to lunch, so for 30 minutes, just
Yeah, I guess
continue
we can
this on,
break.
or do you want to stop the live stream and we'll be
I don't
back?
care. What do you want to do?
How well?
I mean,
I
we
don't
can
even
always,
know.
if we want to end it, we can end. We can just go back to the
Come,
same link.
yeah, we'll just do that because we
Yeah.
gotta download those other videos and stuff and try to
Yeah.
get those uploaded. About last night's hearing in Irvine, California.
Irvine. All right. We'll
So
be back.
Max said he was in another hearing. So I let him know that they were about to speak and that he could speak later.
Dude, I cannot imagine the amount of shit he does in a 24-hour period.
I know. But yeah, we will restart.
Let's like lunch. Yeah, we'll be back. I'm gonna download yesterday's. I've got. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we'll be back in 30.
All right, we'll be back